We are the American Indians. Copper color Indians, baby. A real Indian, American Indian is me, not from Africa. Remember that.
White people are scared to death right now, particularly white males. They're scared to death that they are going to lose their power in the future. And they are. But if you...
All right, you two cutie pies. Let's see. What, okay, you just told me that you ladies are sisters.
Yes.
You're the baby over here on the left that was bullying your big sister in the pink.
Yes, that's right.
Anyway, what's your name?
Willa.
Willa and
Ellen.
Ellen. Now, tell me what you know about people my color, brown skinned, who were
Indigenous people.
To where? To what land?
To America.
All right now.
States.
And you know that as a little girls, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
All right. I just want to thank you both. Where did you say the Indians were from? Where you are?
We have Abenaki up in Vermont.
Up in okay, and
we have the Penobscot in Maine and the Mashantucket.
Yeah, okay. All right, ladies. Well, I want to thank you for that. It's just good to know. Because I was born in the 60s. They know. Yeah, we were taught that. You said everyone should know?
Yes.
All right, ladies.
Yes.
African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago, even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. Why you keep trying to attach yourself to a continent where even if you got the chance to go and you went, most people that wouldn't even claim you as one of them, as a pure.
And we are not Africans. We are not African. Are you an African, baby?
Where you from?
Mexico.
Your ancestors from Africa?
No.
Where your ancestors from?
Negro.
Negro?
Negro.
Negroes?
This is Negro, man. Negro.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
North America?
Yes.
Africa?
No.
Oh. And you Mexican?
Mexican.
All right, bro.
Okay, man.
Thanks for the fish.
Okay, man.
Long live Ed. Yeah. These are my memoirs. Light up a cigar, smoke up the memories as I sit and dust them off. Why do people say it's just to piss you off? Ignore them, no call button and then dress too par. Now they can't test the guards, had to defy the odds. It only get tougher back then. We thought times was hard. Told them don't write me off. Told her don't type at all. To all the ones that gave up, this a reply to y'all. That wavy haired kid that you knew been on a tear since. The cries was lower than the laughter now that I'm hearing. The praise for staying committed to something they played with. It was always about us, it's never about who's your favorite. Took my insecurities and made my future more secure. The way we moving, it's like we really been here before. The proof is in the progress from the year before. Furthermore, we wanted to further things more. They took another route, so what you think we kings for? No angel ever said, yo, who these wings for? Ain't no champion ever said, who these rings for? So don't question what God doing, who you live for. Start accepting who you are and what you do it for. Doing less, doing more, it's really either or. Meet them halfway when one close, here go another door. Here go your dreams, what you running for? Head full of steam, cause you want it, huh? But it's in your genes, you was born a star. Yeah, damn, we done came far. The blessings soon pay off. I don't get a day off. Feel like the playoffs, they like, when y'all gon' take off? Dale got laid off, now we focused on trademarks. We just making hits after hits, no aid off. Now they wanna eat off the same plate that I ate off. They really be brainwashed. I sold ain't for trade-offs. Listen to these verses, these are thoughts that I brainstorm. People do me wrong, but nowadays I just pray for 'em. I've been under pressure, you can't tell, cause I stay calm. I need peace and quiet, all I hear is the rain falls. Now all I see is green, like my name was Draymond. ISO the brand, and you know we gon' rain on. Shout out to the fans from the jump that stayed on. Rolling every hour of the day till the pain gone. Now every time we drop, yeah, they know that is napalms. ISO.
Hey, y'all, smash that like button. Salute everybody in the chat. Oh, Suki. Salute, everybody. Salute. So, I'm hearing Brother Man is playing another one. I'm just saying what I've heard, allegedly. Allegedly, for some kind of peace for Veterans Day. Boy, I tell you, when somebody got to say their own code, they got to say their own code. I tell you what. If y'all was smart this time around. Oh, thank you, T.Y., sweetheart. Thank you. Oh, man. Thank you so much. Oh, you're so sweet, man. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, it's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. Y'all smash that like button because we gonna get funky today. Today is Funky Exposure Day. You know what? A real representative is going to make sure his community knows what's going on beforehand and after the fact. But see, these politicians, they, especially in our hoods, call themselves representing our hoods, whether they are Negroes or Europeans, it does not matter. A real politician is going to make sure his community knows where to go and look and see what's going on. And they're going to share with them what they're doing or what they're trying to get established for the community. They'll tell you it verbally, but are they really doing what they tell you in these prep meetings before he begged you to vote for him? Are they really telling you the truth about what they're going to put on the table for your community? Because they love you and they're representing you and they grew up in the hood. They all got that story. The brown ones. Oh my goodness. The brown ones. They always got stories. And like I said, it's not up to Europeans who are not representing our district or our community. It's not up to them to educate you. It's up to us, including I'm going to use a modern day word, including, like my grandmother would say, Big Mama would say, including your black ass, for lack of better words. So if I know I'm not going to sit and know what I know and know what I need you to know, and not only tell you, but show you, because I know you don't know. And I'm not saying that you don't know, because some of you do know. But I need to show you and teach you so you can visually see it. Because see, y'all 1990 babies and boomer babies, y'all 1990 babies is swift and very creative. And I'm going to show you so you can keep track, because I really want you to make a voice where it needs to be made at. Okay? While you're waiting to establish your own sovereignty, what you could be doing in the meantime. I want to show you so you can see, and you probably be pissed and want to make noise, and you should. You're supposed to. You're supposed to go right back to your senators at these town meetings where they had these little pep rallies for you. Oh, please vote for me. And say, yo, I seen you do this on the table, but last year you said you was going to do this. You ain't even got it in writing for me. What's up with that? Oh, you know? So I want to show you because I know you need to know. And I also know that so many of us don't know and can't see shit for what it really is. I want you to see. I want you to see shit that you ain't give nobody permission to do for you when they calling themselves representing you. I want you to see it. And I want you to see where, because a lot of us say our tax dollars, a lot of us that work really hard, no matter what salary you make. If you make $300 a week, you're paying taxes. $400 a week, you're paying taxes. So it don't matter. You're putting in the pot and you're struggling and you're working hard. And you need to know where your tax dollars are going in your community. Because a lot of us say, you ain't doing nothing to benefit our community. You ain't doing that. What do you do for me? We're going to show you what they've been doing and what they're truly doing. And you're going to be able to see. So you can say, man, don't play me. I went and look and see where you did this. And you ain't do that. You lying. Somebody going to be like Shakrisha, especially when Shakrisha learn. Because Shakrisha, right? She not working. She's staying home because she got the kids. But when Shakrisha find out, and Lisa and Latisha and Quadadusha find out, she going to go to the town meeting and say, and she going to be the very one that's not in the church and stuff. She ain't no church girl. She ain't trying to go to nobody's church. She into her spirituality and bathing beads and stuff, spiritual beads. She gonna jump up in that meeting. She gonna be the one. She the chosen one, Shakrisha. Because she gonna be like, Senator such and such. You lying. Because I checked that shit, yo. And she gonna say it just like that. I checked that shit and you lying. You lying to everybody. Sharkeisha gonna know. And you know when Sharkeisha know. She ain't keeping nothing in. Thank you, UTLS. She ain't keeping nothing in. She gonna be shaking her head and stuff like this. I told y'all that going forward, I'm just gonna be the Bethy that I am. Because I'm real comfortable now not acting like two people. Seriously. I truly am. And I'm just now, I've been in YouTube long enough fighting and getting down to where you're at and seeing where your head is. And I observed that there's a lot of things that I know that a lot of you don't know. Some of you might know. And I'm just going to be, it's just exposure time. It's all about teaching now. Teaching now. So now you're going to be educated. You remember how in their Bible they said, don't show them lest he knows good and to know good and to know evil. I don't know the exact verse, but it go like that. Put up some cherubims lest he know he has become of us and he knows what we know. Put up the cherubims. The cherubims in this instance, it's not showing you the way. Show me the way. Remember on Poltergeist when the little mini me came out and shit? And he was like, show me the way. Hi. So, like in their Bible, because you don't know what your senators and representatives and congresswomen and congressmen are doing. And they're telling you they're doing this. But are they really doing it? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you where you need to look and see if they really did do what they said that they was going to do for you. And they tell you, yeah, I did it. You about to see now. And now Shakisha going to get a woof of this shit. And she going to be in them town council meetings in the local municipality saying, you lying. No, I ain't voting for you. You lying. You telling everybody in here lies. You lying. You did not do it. She's gonna be shaking her head, and the little baby gonna be shaking his head too. Because it's up to us to teach it to our community and articulate it in a way that you understand. Because I know you need to understand it. And I'm going to keep showing you and showing you. And some of y'all going to be masters at it. Some of y'all, like Keisha and Pookie's that be, y'all going to be sitting down writing emails and letters to them. Yo, you said you're going to do this. I'm going to go and tell everybody in the community that you ain't shit, you ain't doing nothing. Oh, we gonna fix you now, because it's been a very long time that this information has been held from you and you don't understand it. And I'm going to make sure you understand it, so that when you see it and you can read it, because once Quatisha see something, she going to be like, oh, I understand it. I ain't stupid. I'm doing what Chief's supposed to do. And I'm going to tell you. And then you can make your decisions. Okay? I love y'all, man. So let's first talk about some exposure. Okay? Now, I'm just going to show you the video. And this is, we're going to do my state. But I'm going to show you a recent video of some crap, man. Some crap. Some real shit. And the judge made his decision. Check this out. I'm not even going to say nothing. I'm just going to let you watch it. Yo. Brace yourself. Let's go, y'all. Smash the like button, y'all. Please keep smashing that like button and share, because everybody needs to see this. And you know what? I need to say this too. I'm not lecturing on this information just for my community. It's for all zip codes, honey. Because just like there are Indians in our indigenous community and our reservations in the hood, aka in the hoods, it's hard-working, poor-class whites and whites, period. Europeans, period, of all races, and people of all zip codes, no matter what your race is, or culture you are. This is for United States citizens, period, point blank, that have been kept in the dark, and they'll probably sit back and learn something too. So this is for all zip codes. I'm Sister Bethy, and I'm multicultural. So my channel, education and lecturing, is for all communities and all zip codes who have never been shown this or understand it and need to know how to navigate through their state systems, okay? So let's first watch this scandalous ass news breaking news. Let's go, y'all. It's about I'll just let y'all decide. Let's get it. Let me make it bigger. Smash that like button, y'all. Let's go.
Words election fraud have been thrown around way too
Fair
many times
use.
in the past few years without any serious evidence to back up those claims. But tonight, an election for mayor has just been thrown out by a judge who concluded that fraud did impact a recent vote and ordered a new election. And it was based on absentee ballots. Happened in Bridgeport, Connecticut, where a state Superior Court judge has just ordered a new election between incumbent mayor Joe Ganim and his mayoral primary opponent, John Gomez, after Gomez successfully argued that he was the victim of absentee ballot fraud. Stunning video
Go ahead,
put out by the
Gomez.
Gomez campaign appeared to show a Bridgeport city employee and local Democratic Party official walking up to a drop box in the early hours of the morning of September 5th and making multiple deposits of absentee ballots.
I got to
You can
smoke
see
for this.
a woman who the Gomez campaign identifies as Bridgeport
Big Mama,
City
why?
Hall
What you
employee
doing?
Wanda Jeter Patiki, walking up to the drop box and placing multiple ballots inside. Then a few seconds later, she comes back, does it again.
What Big Mama
Gomez
doing?
campaign posted this on social media as part of a 3-minute compilation showing irregularity
use.
in the vote. That woman was questioned during a court hearing challenging the election results and pleaded the fifth.
Were you paid for any of your work on the Ganim campaign?
I would object at this point.
And it wasn't just her. The Gomez campaign played in court 9 different people making 24 drops of apparently multiple ballots into absentee ballot boxes. In his ruling, Connecticut State Superior Court Judge William Clark said he found the evidence from the Gomez campaign credible, said there was enough evidence to call the entire election into question. Quote, in this case, there is evidence of partisans taking possession and harvesting ballots to engage in bulk drops of the absentee ballots into drop boxes. The number of ballots at issue, when considering the corroborating evidence of the video and documentary evidence, brings the reliability of the primary into serious doubt. Judge Clark has ordered the 2 sides and city election officials to come together on a new date for a revote by November 17th, but there's all sorts of details there. This is a wild story. Let's bring in Bill Bloss. He is the attorney for Bridgeport mayoral candidate John Gomez. Thanks so much for coming on. Appreciate it. All right. So first of all, just take us through what happened and what the judge has found here.
Well, this was probably the clearest case of ballot harvesting that I think has been proven really in the United States. There was repeated video with around 20 different instances of campaign officials or others dropping multiple absentee ballots into the drop boxes in a couple of locations. Clearly, under Connecticut law, these were people that were not entitled legally to possess absentee ballots. There was pretty strong evidence that there was a coordinated effort to try to collect absentee ballots from voters. And of course, under our law, they're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to, this is basically, absentee ballots are supposed to have the same sanctity as the voting booth. And
we do it.
just as you couldn't bring in one of these people into the voting booth, you shouldn't be handing them your absentee ballot.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty jarring case, and the video, Judge Clark called it shocking. I think most people would share that.
So what happens now? I mean, there's going to be an election on the 7th of November, right? With the current mayor's name on the ballot, correct?
Correct. And also John Gomes, my client, is also going to be on the ballot on a minor party line, on the independent party line. So this is the alternative. There are several alternatives that could happen here. If John Gomes wins on Tuesday, then the case is over. If Mayor Ganim wins on Tuesday, then there would be a new primary sometime, probably in December, I would guess, and then a new election sometime in January if Gomes wins the primary. So it's a complicated. It's not an ideal situation by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a situation that is caused by massive absentee ballot misconduct. That's the reason we're here. That's the reason we're in this situation.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation.
So, a hot mess, right? Now we're going to see what the actual mayor of Bridgeport had to say when he was testifying in court. And we're going to hear from Brother Gomez. Chico, mi amigo, says. So let's go there. This shit is real, y'all. And this type of stuff, man, it's you know what? I'm just going to keep my tongue shut and let the news talk. I don't want no strikes. But you see, this shit is real, man. A decision has been made. So let's just go there. Let's go there. Let me see. I got to make this bigger. Let's see what the current mayor of Bridgeport, the state that I was born and raised in, has to say. Let's do it. Boing, boing, boing.
About Mayor Joe Ganim testified in court today about allegations of illegal ballot box stuffing during the Democratic mayoral primary.
Those results were challenged by fellow candidate John Gomes, who is calling for a new primary altogether. News 8's Eva Zamaris sent us live from Bridgeport. Eva.
Go ahead, Eva.
Good evening to the two of you. Mayor Joe Ganim took the stand for about an hour today, telling reporters outside of court that he was grateful for the opportunity to testify and to be part of the process.
Oh, Joe.
Under oath, Bridgeport Mayor Joe Ganim took the stand on Tuesday, answering questions about the September primary as part of an ongoing proceeding at the Fairfield County Courthouse.
Mayor Ganim, do you know who that is?
I do not.
You don't? No. Would it help if I zoomed in on it?
He was asked specifically about absentee ballots and videos that have surfaced since the primary. These videos were released by Democratic candidate for mayor John Gomes and his team, and they claim it shows at least one of his supporters, Wanda Jeter Pataki, stuffing ballots into a ballot drop box.
Do you not know that to be Wanda Jeter?
I believe that's her.
Why do you believe it's her?
Can't see her face.
Why do you believe it's her?
Well, it looks like her.
Jeter Pataki pled the fifth during her testimony on
Pled
Friday.
the fifth.
As for Ganim, he denies any knowledge of wrongdoing and says he never discussed absentee ballots with her, but did acknowledge that she volunteered with his campaign.
Pataki, was she active on your primary campaign in 2023?
Was she active on my campaign?
Yes.
She was active in all the campaigns in 2020.
Outside of court, Ganim reiterated he stands for the integrity of this election, maintaining every vote counts. He also accused the Gomes campaign of hypocrisy, claiming some of his campaign workers were caught on video depositing multiple absentee ballots into drop boxes. But Gomes says he spoke with those supporters and they were in compliance with the law.
Any allegations or claims are of major concerns.
In court, attorneys on both sides worked to establish how many ballots might have been impacted. Gomes's campaign and his legal team say that number could be hundreds.
It's a culture that's been created in Bridgeport. It's a culture of harvesting people's applications and going back and getting their ballots.
But an attorney for city election officials says their math doesn't add up.
This idea by Attorney Bloss that anyone who puts a ballot in more than one somehow is a criminal is just plain wrong.
In the end, Gomes is hoping for a new primary altogether, but he says he will still be on the November ballot no matter what. Live in Bridgeport tonight, I'm Eva Zamaris, News 8.
A hot mess. Now, it's a little story behind my a former governor there, because I'm no longer a resident of Bridgeport, of course, anymore. But the thing is this. Hey, girl, that's you, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. So I'm good, sweetheart. So the mayor, Joe Ganim, and everybody, and I got to keep it real. Joe Ganim has been a good governor in Bridgeport. Everybody loves Joe. That's not Joe Biden. That's Joe Ganim. And everybody loves Joe so much. I grew up with him, and, there was a time where he went to prison for 5 years as mayor, while he was mayor, for taking some kickbacks. I can't remember what the story was, but him and the Senator Ernest Newton went to jail for taking $5,000 kickback. And he came out, Joe Ganim came out. They loved him so much in Bridgeport that they didn't care that he did the 5 years in prison. As soon as he came out, he apologized to the city of Bridgeport, and they loved Joe so much because we've been with him for so long, and we grew up with the Ganims, Italians. We grew up with them, and they forgave him and put him right back in his seat. He's been in that seat ever since. He served a lot of terms, but bro, at this point, your campaigners can't be cheating. So that's all I'm gonna say. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that he had full knowledge of it, but I'm sure people that was managing his campaign are very aware of it. Obviously, the judge came out with a decision, but that doesn't take away my love and respect, that I do have for Ganim. I'll never lose that because I still love Joe Ganim, straight like that. And Ernest Newton, for a very long time, he was our senator. And I still, got respect for Newton. He went in and did 5 years too, and he came back. He didn't get his seat back as a representative for Bridgeport, but he did get a job in town council. So this shit is very real, very, very real. And I'm glad that the judge, you know, ruled in the favor it was supposed to go in. And I'm pumping for Gomez. I hope he win. They'd be smart if they just let dude win, because that was wrong. You know, I'm hoping, Gomez get a chance to be mayor like he should be, on some real shit. Not that I don't love Joe, but let Chico be mayor now. For real. Let me amigo be mayor. For real. What do you think about that, Isness? That's some shit, huh?
It is. It is.
It just lets people know that this is very, very real. Very real. So
What were you showing about Colorado? I missed that.
I didn't show anything about Colorado. That was all Bridgeport.
Okay. All right.
Putting in absentee ballots and putting in absentee ballots. They got busted on camera. Gomez,
Okay.
they had the cameras on their hats, and she went in there with her little yellow Cinderella slippers, putting in absentee ballots. And then Uncle Leroy came after her, and he put some ballots.
Wow.
Yeah, so they got busted. It's a hot mess, man.
I mean, there might.
Exactly. Why? Exactly. How many of us can do a bid and get out and run for office? Facts. Well, Ernest Newton did, and they put him back in office. They put him back. He's a brother, but really, literally, how many of us could do a bid and get back and run for office and then win that bitch? And you came right out of jail, literally came out of jail after 5 years and got right back in the same seat. They declared the office because Joe was loved. But still, man, privileged, man, just listen to the last name, Ganem. Come on now. He come from a house of lawyers. That's Italian. And must I say more? So yeah, shit is very real. But anybody, you can run for office. We just got out of it, and we haven't did it like in the droves, like I told y'all, since we got off in 68, when we ran and was holding the House and the Senate as in the coloreds, the copper colored Indians. So it is what it is. But I want to pick up from where we left off the other day, about what a senator should have been teaching you. And I'm going to work with my state because every state is pretty much the same. And then maybe we'll do a hard hit state that's lacking serious representation, like Chicago. We'll hit theirs. But I'm going to show you on mine so you can learn how to navigate through and see what you need to see. Okay? Any questions before I get moving? Because I'm going right straight to the General Assembly. I'm going to show them the budget and how to understand it. And I'm going to show them your state representative, how they be telling you, oh, yeah, I got that for you. I did that for you. I'm going to get that bill up there for you. You're going to find out and be able to see. Let me see if this mug is putting the bill on it, at least on the table for us. This is where you're going to find out, because they don't come back. They just come back and verbally tell you. They don't show you. They don't. And I'm going to show you where you can go and look. So now Shaquisa could jump up and say, you lying. No, you didn't. I see it right here. You ain't put up no bills. Here's all the bills you did. And they ain't got nothing to do with our community. Because Shaquisa going to do that from the 1990s. She going to do it. Because we're going to teach her how to do it today. And little Amy, who's poor too, who happens to be a white European. We're going to help little Amy too, because she's going to jump up and say in her community where she's poor at, you're lying, you didn't do it. I'm going to teach them hard today. All them 1990 babies are like the white ones, the copper colored ones, the Latino ones. They're all alike. So you ready, Isness? You got any questions before we get it popping?
No. I'm ready for this.
All right, let's go. All right, so here we go, y'all. Y'all look, and I want you, don't turn your nose up at it, because this is where you find out the most important information. And you're going to be able to see my senator lied to me. He lied. This is, I want you to learn this, and I'm going to leave this up so you can use this segment as a tool to come to so you can know how to navigate through your state system websites. So we're at the lawmaker site right now. So let's do this. This is Connecticut General Assembly. This is these are all right here. You would find your legislators. You could click it. This is very easy. I won't go through this. We went through this before. But once a senator and representative wins an election and they become part of your local state government, like a senator or representative and your legislator that makes your bills, all the people that say, vote for me, I want to be senator because I want to represent my community. All right. When they win, they don't always get appointed to a committee that they have great interest in. Okay. And sometimes they do. So you have all these different committees from A through Z. All right. You got the aging committee that deals with the people aging. You got appropriations. That's where when there's a state budget, the appropriation committee approves the budget, and they approve it the way it's broken down as it was presented by the governor. What the legislator does, the governor will send them a proposed budget, right? He'll say, this is what we want to keep. These are all the agencies we want to keep. And the incoming new legislator, representatives, will look at it and say, well, I don't think you need this. I don't think they'll cross it out, cross it out, cross it out. Leave this on, leave that off. And then they'll have public hearings. And once, the legislator crosses out what they want to cross out, what 501c3 programs they don't want in the budget no more. Okay. And then they'll give a public hearing, and all the 501c3 people that are owners will look at the budget because they know how to look at the damn budget and say, yo, they're not funding our program. The state's not funding our program. And so they go to a public hearing and say, you got to keep this program because Miss Seeley family keep robbing her. And we need this program so we could put Miss Seeley in a safe place that's like home, so her grandkids can't keep robbing her of her food stamps, Social Security, and disability checks. So that's what this is all about. All these different, and these are when you come in as a senator, I think it's the Speaker of the House, I can't remember. They appoint you to a committee. Sometimes you can ask them, can I be on this committee? And they'll be like, you know what? Okay, all right. But they will appoint you to one of these committees, which is aging, appropriations, banking, children, commerce, education, energy and technology, environment committee, executive and legislative nominations committee, finance, revenue and bonding committee, general law committee, government administration and elections committee, higher education and employment committee, housing committee, human services. That's the Department of Social Services shit right there. It's huge. Insurance and real estate committee, internship committee for like people when they come out of college and they want to do an internship there to learn how everything functions. The Judiciary Committee, that's a big one because they pass all the laws to put you in jail when you get sentenced. So a lot of brothers, funnily, a lot of our people that become senators turn their nose up to get on that committee because they don't want to make no votes against Pookie and Ray Ray. So they run from it. So you might have like 1 or 2 Negroes on that committee or 1.5 Negro. Telling you, boy, it's a hot mess. Labor and Public Employees Committee, Legislative Management Committee. Let me see. Let me share. I didn't realize I wasn't sharing. Why didn't you say something? Okay. All right. So this is Connecticut General Assembly. All right. And these are the committees that I was talking about. I hope you can see it. The Health Committee, Public Safety and Security Committee, Reapportion Committee, Regulation Review Committee, Transportation Committee, and Veteran Affairs. All right. Those are all the different committees that our senators and representatives get appointed to sit on. And they're the ones that sit and hear the public hearings. Then you have the commissions, the Commission on Racial Equity and Public Health, Commission on Women, Children, Seniors, Equity and Opportunity, Commission on Uniform Legislation, and Connecticut Law Revision Commission. All right. And over here, you have the statutes that you could look up. All right. We'll do this one by one. The bill information, how to track a bill. So once you find out if your senator really put that bill on the table, you should be asking him, what's the bill number? Because then you'll be able to track it and you'll get notifications in your email on the progress of that particular bill, what action is being taken. And it's also the very way to find out if your representative that you voted for, your state rep or state senator, put it on the table for you. You'll be able to see if he was lying to you and just telling you he did it. And you'll be able to track it. And this is when Quadisha, she's going to be tracking her ass off now. Because down there it says bill tracking. All right. So now, let's look at the first thing I want to show you. And I'm going to take you in step by steps. It's going to be General Assembly 1, starting the next time I come on, because I need to take you through this piece by piece. All right. And this is for every state. Every state has this. All their information, anything they talk about and anything, all emails, you're going to see emails from the public and everything. And when they send it to their senator, it must be open to the public. You get to see everything. They can't hide nothing from you. You get to go and sit in these meetings. It's open to the public. They cannot stop you. These buildings, your tax dollars pay for. So don't ever think you can't walk up in there and just listen to a particular committee having a meeting. When a committee have a meeting, you are able to go to them and sit in and listen. So let's go back to the homepage and let's look at the damn bill. The budget. Let's look at the budget. You know, they have the schedule. We want to look at the damn budget. And you scroll through here. And you will always find the budget under appropriations. if it ain't on the first page. So if you go under appropriations, you should be able to find the budgets. All right. See there? 2023 budget. That's the hearing. All right. Agenda, minutes. All right. We're going to get into all of that. Votes and tally sheets. This is where you find out if your senator voted for something you want to see happen. You'll see if he voted for it or against it. Now, question. Is this? Were you ever told that you could go and see how your senator voted? Like, say, like you won. I'm just gonna make stupid shit up. Say, like you and Pookie really wanted to see um movies for free, and the legislator, and you wanted to see which senators and representatives voted for it or against it. Did they ever tell you could actually look and see their votes?
No.
Did you know that?
No.
Did your senator ever tell you that you could go online and see where I voted? I voted for everybody to watch free movies. They never told you could look and see if they really voted on your side or not. They never told you that.
Never. Nope.
Wow. 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 How that girl say it? Wow. Wow.
Wow, wow,
Wow. 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 Okay. Let's look at the budget. Do the assignments. That's the hearing. I don't want to hear. I don't want to see the hearing. They really try to hide this shit from you. I don't want to hear no hearings. I don't want to hear about no damn hearings. Nope. I don't want to hear about hearings. And you also get to see the testimony. Oh, we're going to go through this. This is why I say it's a lot, but it's just like taking a damn legislative course, because that's exactly what it is. All right, let's see. 2023 budget. All right. Let's see. Where's the budget? You could just do it. There we go. An act concerning the state budget for the benign. Okay. And this is what's going to be new for fiscal year 24 and 25. All right. Analysis of the state bond commission agenda items, but we want to look at the budget. This budget was effective for May of this year, fiscal year ending June 30th, 2023. Okay, let's look at it. I'm going to open this up. It's going to look crazy, but I know how to read this bitch. All right. I want to make sure y'all can see it. So I'm going to do a stop share screen because it doesn't take you to the PDF. So let's look at the budget. I want you to be able to learn how to read the budget, where your tax dollars are going on the mainland. Let me make this bigger. Where's my little thing? This is how you read the budget. See? House of Representatives. All right. Legislative management personnel. All right. It does it by agency. This budget was effective as of July 1st, 2023. And it ends June 30th, 2024. That's how the state budgets go. It's always effective. Whenever a budget comes in, it always is effective July 1st of that year and ends June 30th of the next year. So this actual budget is going to end on June 30th of 2024. They're already working on the next year's budget. All right. So this is legislative, for the legislative budget. The following sums are appropriated from the general fund for the annual periods indicated for the purposes described. So the legislative, this is the budget right here. But let's go down. This is for the legislator office building, all the legislators. An act concerning the state budgets, we already got that. Ending June 30th, 2025. So this is for next year. The legislative management for personnel services. This is for people that they are hired. They're hiring that works in the legislature for legislative management for 2023, 2024 to pay for all the people that work in this place. They have a budget of $59,412,819. That's for this year. So this is the people, employees, divided by the employees that work there based on whatever their salary is. And then for 2024, 2025, they got a little increase for $63,511,563. So the legislator is getting this amount for people, employees. This got to pay for all the employees. All right. Other expenses. I have no freaking clue what that is.
What do you think?
I
That's
don't
like
know.
transportation or something?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure. I can't point it, but it's
Sure is
not
a lot of
broken
money.
down. Exactly. Yeah. $17 million for other expenses. And they got an increase for 2024, 2025 for equipment in that office. $3,111,110. And then next year they'll have $3,295,000. So they got a little increase. For the flag, to restore the flag restoration, $65,000. Excuse me. Why it cost $65,000 just to hang a stick up on a damn building? I'm just keeping it real.
$65,000 a year. You're really gonna spend that this year. Yeah.
Minor capital improvements. $3,008,000. So they're getting the same this year and next year. Don't sound minor to me. But see, a lot of contractors bid to be paid this money. You get it? Construction workers, restoration companies that they put their bid in. Oh, I want that project job. Private companies. This is what bidding is all about. And they put their bids in. Now, they're not getting $3,800,000. It's whatever they bid with the state. And the state always go by the lowest bid. The project that improvements that's needed in the Capitol is probably could be just $10,000 or $20,000. But they have a budget of $3 million. It might be $125,000. But what they don't spend, they have to send it back. And it goes back in the budget as a surplus. All right. Now, interim salary caucus's office, $710,000. So they got a decrease for next year. And Connecticut Academy of Science and Engineering, $206,000. They got it. Yep. Go ahead, sweetie. Keep asking. Go ahead.
What is interim salary caucus offices? What is that? Like the Congressional Black Caucus or something?
That sounds like that's what it could be, because we could always look it up. But I'm willing to bet that this could very much so be the caucuses, all the different caucuses. So they got a decrease for next year. And the way you find out the difference of how much, of course, you could just subtract those two numbers. And the state went down on the budget for that particular office. Then you have Connecticut Academy of Science and Engineering. All right. They have a decrease for next year, $212,000. And for the old State House, which used to be the old Capitol, 750,000, and they got an increase of like it looks like 50,000 because for next year. All right. So now let's keep going, honey. All right. Child Development Center, Capital Child Development Center. They are budgeted for 263,000 this year, nothing for next year. So they're probably going to be showing up to a public hearing saying, but we really need those funds. And this pays for the salaries or anything that's going on in this particular Capital Child Development Center.
Or are they closing it down?
That could be the case too.
Taking away their child care?
Right. Which still is going to make them, when you don't see nothing here, that means the state ain't funding it. And they're going to go and do a public hearing because they got to have a public hearing before they let it go. And they come in and give their testimony, and people that use these services, that whoever it helps, they drag them in, even if they are on a damn hospital bed, to come in and give some testimony. I need you to keep it open because if you pull this plug and you don't come back, you don't fund it, this plug is going to get pulled. So you got to put it back in the budget. You get it now?
I got it.
This is what they're going to be testifying at a public hearing. And I'm going to show you how to look out for the public hearing dates for each line item. These are line items. Translators. These are people who translate. 150,000 this year, 50,000 next year. These are translators, state certified translators. You know, they speak different languages, or for the hearing and deaf, and those that speak other languages. They are state hired translators that speak many languages and can translate to people in courts or anywhere in the state, everywhere. Wall of Fame, $10,000. Statutes. No statutes. It's not in the budget for next year. Interstate Conference Fund. New England Board of Higher Education. You see that? Agency total. So now, this particular agency is being appropriated, being given, in other words. I'm going to speak in both where you understand my words and the ones that they use. This agency in total for this year is getting $86 million to be able to run the units that they have. And next year they have an increase of 92,255. So if you subtract 86 from the 92, that's how much you'll know of an increase this particular agency receives. Question: has anyone senator ever showed them this or told them about this on how to understand the budget? Wow. So, like that saying says, if you want to hide something from a Negro, put it in writing. Well, this is it. Yeah, it's in writing, but you need that senator that look like me and you to teach you, because it's not other people from other communities and other jurisdictions, aka the white guy. It's not their damn job to come and educate our community. They're too busy educating their own. But unfortunately, ours don't educate us in this manner. So it's up to people who know, like myself and others, to teach this. So now you'll probably start seeing them give little lectures in your community with things like this. Auditors of public accounts. Okay. So what they do, these are the auditors that go around the state agencies to audit each agency to see if they have the proper paperwork in place for businesses, for services that they provided for constituents. And them files better be in there, and it better match the money you spent on it. You get that? Too much in a nutshell. So this amount is for the employees to pay for the salaries of the auditors of public accounts employees. Other expenses probably could be traveling, could be office supplies, anything falls under other. So this agency is getting a total of 14 million. All right. And you know what? It could only, in this particular agency, it could only be 10 damn people working there. 10. It could be only 10 people working there. And look at their budget. Ain't that some shit? Could you imagine? Is
Yeah. I got you. I
it
see
could
it.
only be 10. It could sometimes only be 10 damn people working there.
Well, usually that's about how much it is. About 10 people.
And 10 people, $14 million budget.
Wow.
Now you got the Commission on Women, Children, Seniors, Equity, and Opportunity. When you see personnel services, that's staff, y'all. Employees' salaries is within this amount. Other expenses, which is supplies, travel, whatever they're getting for the unit. And they getting $916,000. That could only be goddamn 2 employees.
Right.
Or 3 or 4.
About 4.
Yes. On some real shit. I don't know though, because I really don't know how many employees. I ain't going over there to count them either. You want to know, you could call them up and ask them how many employees you got. You have a right to. You have a right. How many employees you got working in the Commission on Women, Children, and Seniors? How many employees you got? If they say 5, they be like, 5 people splitting $856,000 in the salary. That's the mindset you gotta have. You can call it, oh, this ain't going down. That's our tax dollars. You only need 2 people to work in there. That's stuff you can say as a taxpayer. You can flip out and tell everybody in the community. This is the government, general government now. This is the governor's office. For his employees, for this year, 3,196,288. I don't know how many people the governor's office got, but this is for all the 50 states. This is how you break down and understand the state's budget. All right. So these are for the hiring and the staff of the governor. These are their other expenses, which could be travel, it could be supplies, it could be their business cards, anything. Their travel to other states because the governor has to travel back and forth to D.C. But they got helicopters to fly him there. But there's other, you got to drive, this consists of a lot. The governor's bodyguards are free. Well, not free because they're from the state police. Usually the governor's bodyguards and security is state police. So they have a budget. But the governor has other expenses. New England Governor's Conference, he or she has to go to that. It's $70,000 a year for his expenses, and his bodyguards got to come with him. They may want to drive and be escorted. National Governors Association. That's all the governors in all the 50 states. They have to go to that. That's 101,000. All the governors get together and have a meeting. So the governor's budget for his office and his staff and the other things that he's involved with, he has a $4 million budget. Secretary of the State, Hers is much bigger than the governor's because the Secretary of State has a larger staff. That's where you get your notary, all the voting,
Business.
registering the voting, and all that kind of stuff. So they got staff. They got a $3 million budget for their staff. Other expenses, $2 million, 2.4. Commercial recording division. All right. $5 million. Early voting. They didn't get nothing this year, but they got something for next year. And then this agency totals, they have an $11 million budget. And it's increased for next year for 15. Inflation. Then you have his lieutenant governor's office. Personnel services. Her staff. So she might not have that many staff members. But they have an $807 million budget. I don't know how many. I'm being very honest. I don't know how many employees the governor has or the lieutenant governor. I am not into politics like that no more. And then all the other expenses. The lieutenant governor has, other expenses, travel, gas, if she, it's a lot of things. But her budget is $853,000. So she doesn't have a large staff, not as large as the Secretary of State or the governors. All right. Then in elections enforcement, everybody gets the drift. State treasurer. These are all the constitutional offices. Office of Governmental Accountability. And here, it's exactly what it is. Office of Victim Advocate. Board of Firearms Permits and Examiners. Judicial Selection Commission. Judicial Review Council. Contracting Standards Board. Child Fatality Review Board panel. Other expenses, personnel. So they don't have a huge staff. And then Office of Policy and Management. This is going to be a huge budget because they put together all the policies and the bills. When you see statutes and things of that nature, this is where it comes from. The Office of Policy and Management. And they do a variety of things. They're the direct contacts for agency heads, like a commissioner. The commissioner would turn to them for information on a particular policy that the commissioner's policies are based on what the law is. And before he can make a policy, he has to run it by the Office of Policy Management so that they could make sure that the policy is within the means of what the law is and statute. And oftentimes it's not, because if a lawyer goes to court and takes an agency to court for rendering a specific decision on something that the agency offers and they're denied, an attorney could take them to court and the judge is there. That's what the judicial branch is for. And say, I was denied this by Department of Social Services, and I think I've been denied wrongly. And if the judge sees, the judge is the interpreter of all law and statutes, and the judge can say, you know what, you're right, and they got to send it back, and they have to undeny his ass. So, has your senator told you that when it comes to agency policies in a state agency?
No.
All policies where you've been denied, you have a right to a hearing, and you have a right to take that shit to court. Because some policies can be unconstitutional. And the way you'll find out if a particular policy that is implemented by a commissioner of a particular state agency you can take them to court, and the judicial branch will determine if it's unconstitutional or constitutional. A lot of white folks be up in that court. They be like, now, because these are your tax dollars. So this agency has a big budget, 18 million, and they're going up next year to 19 million. Other expenses is $1 million. Automated budget system data, all this tax relief for elderly renters. This is for their, private, you got to look at it. Distressed municipalities. Some of these funds go there. Property tax relief for elderly freeze program. Property tax relief for veterans. $2 million budget.
I think that the private providers, $20 million is interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Oh, you can look it up because it's exactly what it is. Who you think the private providers are? Just think about private provider. If it's not a state provider and it's a private provider, what is that? What would it be?
Is it healthcare or something? Private provider. I have no idea.
It would be your 501c3s and people that open up LLCs, companies to do this, so the state don't have to do it, to hire employees to do it. So it's easier to hire a private provider and give them a budget.
All right.
All right. Let's keep going, y'all. Department of Veteran Affairs, they have a huge budget because we have a lot of veterans. So they have a huge amount of employees. They got a $22 million budget and their other expenses. It's the same all the way down. Headstones. Well, that's low. What? Because they only give you what, $250 if your spouse dies.
Right, it's low.
So they have a budget of 27. 20. I'm talking about agency total. All this 27 million. This is my agency. We have a huge agency. We have an $85 million budget. Other expenses, loss control, risk management, employees review board. It's broken down on where these funds are for these particular units. IT services is huge, $57 million budget. That's all our computers and technical support. Oh yeah, firefighters fund, workers comp administrator, rents and moving, like when you move one agency from one location to another, refunds of collections, surety bonds for state officials and employees. All right. Then you have, let me see, where did we go down to? Oh, it's still going. My agency total. All right. Our budget for our agencies, 198 million, because we are the central government. Everything comes out of the central government out to the rest of the state agencies. Everything generates out of the central government. Just look at the central government like you would look at DC, Washington, DC. Our agency is the central agency for the state. Then you have the Attorney General's office, pretty huge because Attorney Generals, there's all the attorneys are in there for every type of law there is an attorney in the Attorney General's office. Now, here's the funny part. That's where all your public, when you get when you getting ready to go to jail and you need a public defender that coming from right out of there that don't know shit about your case.
They only give you 5 minutes. All right.
Here you go. So that's the Attorney General. This is the Division of Criminal Justice. And they have a huge budget, 57 million for their employees. Other expenses, witness protection, 164,000. Oh, not so much money on the witness protection there. Training and education, expert witnesses. So, like when the state needs to call in an expert witness, this is what they're budgeted for: 135,413. This is Medicaid fraud control.
Look
When
how
people
high
on
that one
Medicaid,
is. Right?
yeah, it's a high budget. Criminal Justice Commission, Cold Case Unit, Shooting Task Force, $1 million.
So the Criminal Justice Commission only gets $409.
No,
out of
that's 409,000.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, $409. I'm sorry, $409. You're right.
So when you go to try to appeal your case, these people aren't even funded. They're like, wow.
Right. These are employees though. Just this unit, and this unit, it could be just like only, I don't know.
Oh, me neither. Okay.
Wait a minute. This is 1,400,000,000. This is $1 million. It's 6 digits. Yeah, that's $1 million. So that's definitely $409. Look, you remember accountants know where to put the money at. Always remember that. Because if, for real, they can move shit around. That's what accountants do. They're pros at it.
And so
Same thing like a closing down a house. They put money in different locations so you can't see it.
Right.
That's
But I just really find it funny that the Criminal Justice Commission gets 409,000, but let's say, what did you say? The shooting task force is $409.
Yeah.
But the shooting task force gets $1 million.
Yeah, they gotta shoot you. Snap. So let's keep going. Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection. Personnel. Now, this is called DEEP. Emergency Service and Public Protection. Like we have storms, all kinds of shit. State of emergency. They have a huge budget. 179 million this year. 184 million for next year. Other expenses, 32 million. 33 for next year. Fleet purchase. What fleet is? All state cars. These are all state cars where you see social workers and agents driving around in. They use state cars, not their own vehicles. The state purchased cars, and they use the state cars because a lot of people was getting mad money when they was billing the state for gas and mileage and shit. So the state purchased cars and said, okay, you're gonna drive state cars. You ain't never got to pay for gas, and you ain't got to pay for no tune-ups or nothing, because we ain't paying you no more. People was getting paid, yo, because they was billing the state. And the state put a clamp on it because they're like, oh, hell no. The state was like, hell no. Huh?
I know it's a big state. I understand that, but $6 million a year for purchases. This is not maintenance or anything.
No.
This is purchases.
No, honey. No. These are cars, state cars.
No, that's what I'm saying. These are purchasing of these cars.
Yeah, because the cars, they use it to travel everywhere, right? And the cars break down. So they got to have a budget for like when there's a car shortage and they hire new people and they need cars. There's a lot of social workers. There's a lot of, you got to remember that. There's a lot of social workers in the state and they all use state cars. There's a lot of state agencies and they all use state cars if they're traveling. And they have to have special permission to use their own car and then bill the state for the service.
And there's also law enforcement and emergency vehicles that is attached to this too. So I'm
Correct.
Sure.
State police vehicle, all that.
Yeah.
Criminal Justice Information System, Fire Training School in Willimantic, Maintenance, Police Association of Connecticut, Connecticut State Firefighters Association. They have budgets. Fire Training School. And they have fire training schools in these different towns. For the firefighters. Or for all the different towns. All right. And their budget is huge. It's $225 million. And it's going up for next year. Can y'all give me a 1? Because I know I'm rambling off, but I want you to see it. Give me a 1 so I know that you're understanding the budget on where your tax dollars are going in your specific state. Good job. Straight Smoke, Voodoo Child understands it. Copper Aborigines, good. I want to see 1s because I don't want to keep going and you guys don't understand this because this is what your senators are supposed to be telling you. They're supposed to be teaching you this. Your senator should have you in recreation centers in your communities teaching you this. That's what a good on-code senator does. So maybe today they'll start teaching you because guess what? I ain't even going front. Some of their asses don't know how to read the budget either. So I'm probably showing them a little something. Good. I'm glad you could see it. Then you got the military department. I don't need to go to each one of these, but I want to get to where all the nonprofits is. And that's in the Department of Social Services, Labor Department. These are all the agencies. Commission on Human Rights and Opportunities. $7 million budget. What the hell is a Martin Luther King Jr. Commission? I don't know. It sounds nice. I don't know if it's it.
That's that padding I think you're talking about.
I don't know if it's a bunch of people that get together and sing old Negro spirituals during the holidays. I don't know. I don't know. All right, but that's part of the Commission on Human Rights and Opportunity because he was a human rights fighter. And he led you to a brick wall and he never got his check. Perhaps that's his check from the state of Connecticut, $5,000. Oh, no, he said it was coming. I don't know. I'm just saying. All right. Department of Agriculture, Personnel Services, $4 million budget for staff. Other expenses, $1 million. Senior food vouchers, okay? And who you think handles the senior food vouchers?
A nonprofit.
There you go. Dairy farmer, agricultural sustainability, $1 million even budget. WIC coupon program for fresh produce, $247,938. Who you think gonna stand on the corner or stand? WIC is gonna give you the vouchers. And that agency total is $7 million this year. Next year they get a little raise. Department of Energy and Environmental Protection and Personnel Services, $22 million budget. That's called DEEP. Other expenses, mosquito control, $272,100 for it ain't helping. Y'all seen Dane video the other day to kill mosquitoes. It's still out here.
Wow.
State Superfund site maintenance. And there's your laboratory fees. Dam maintenance, the dams. Emergency spill response. Okay, this is like if oil is spilled on a highway or something. Gas spill or something. Who you think going to get paid this money? Private sector businesses.
Right.
To take care of the spill. So if you open up a company to spill pick up people or whatever, I don't, what the hell, I'm just making up shit. You put in a bid and you get the state contracts and service to do that for the state. This is why people create businesses so that they could bid and bid to get these contracts with the state. Solid waste management. Yeah, okay. A lot of you have your in your municipalities, the garbage trucks and shit. All this stuff. Underground storage tanks. Clean air. Since when have the air been clean? Environmental conservation, environmental quality. Fish hatcheries. $3 million. Connecticut River Valley flood control. Oh, they can control the floods. This is Indian area, Thames River Valley. That's India, all Indian area. Flood Control Commission. And they got a total of $55 million budget. Department of Economic and Community Development. How about that? Economic and Community Development. It's called DECD.
The Spanish
Send your
American
hood up.
merchants.
There you go. Personnel, the people, they got a $9 million budget. Other expenses, $571,000. Spanish American Merchants Association. Office of Military Affairs. CCAT Manufacturing Supply Chain. Capital Region Development Authority. This is how you get your hood houses and shit. Hartford 2000, I don't know what, Black Business Alliance. Hartford Economic Development Corporation. This is all hood shit. $442,000. They invested.
That's a lot.
No, it's not. Constep out of Connecticut League, Aging and Place Pilot Program, and they got a total agency. Now here come Department of Housing. Here we go. They got a $2 million budget. Other expenses, $112. Elderly rental registry and counselors.
What? $1 million?
Yep.
What is that? What is the elderly rental registry and counselors?
You can put that right in Google and it'll tell you. Just make sure you put it in Connecticut and you'll learn. Homeless youth. $3 million budget. Subsidized assisted living demonstration. You know what that is. Congregate facilities operation costs. Elderly congregate rent subsidy. For the elderly, housing/homeless services. They got an $87 million budget. Now, you know all nonprofits is running this shit, right?
Yeah. But $87 million, that's rental assistance. I get that one.
Yep. Project Longevity, housing for the homeless services, the municipality. This is going to the local town. And they got a budget of $110 million. Agricultural experiment station. I don't feel like going through that. Health. This is Department of Public Health. Now, Department of Public Health. That's huge agency, DPH. They got a $37 million budget. And these are for their other expenses, whatever that is, for $6 million. The LGBTQ Health and Human Services.
Oh, they get a special
250,000.
one.
Gun violence prevention. You're not taking the Second Amendment rights. Community Health Services. That's CHS. Now there is this is a state. They have a community health services and they have $1 million budget. Rape crisis. All right. This could be for this is for rape victims. Local and district departments of health. All right. This goes out to the municipality stuff. $7 million budget. School-based health clinics. School-based health clinics.
That's even more.
$11 million budget. Agency.
So you guys have health clinics in your schools?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of kids come to school with issues down there below. Office of Health Strategy. I'm Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. This is where all your dead bodies go after murder. They do the autopsies and shit. Mr. Lee, he was one of the most famous chief medical examiners. He's retired. But once Chief Lee get it, he find your damn DNA. It's a damn rap. 25 years to life. Now, here we go. This is Department of Developmental Services. So it used to be called Department of Mental Retardation. But this is more for, this agency is for special needs. But this is their staff. They have a huge staff. Because they got, when I tell you, they got so many employees, even privately handling these 501c, they work in different, Department of Developmental Services have a lot of group homes.
Mm-hmm.
And they have staff that they train to care for these people, these folks with developmental, with disabilities. And they live in group homes. And they have staff there 24 hours raising these people and caring for them.
And then they have like those little group meetings that you go to. Like say you got schizophrenia or whatever, and you just go want to talk to somebody, or grief counselors.
Right.
All that is
but
under
this
your
budget right here, this
501c3.
224, right. And this right here is just for the staff, the employees they got.
Oh, okay.
Working in those different places. And then they have the other expenses, housing support and services. See, that's where we get out to their locations.
Mm-hmm.
Family support grants. Clinical services. Behavioral services program.
It's really funny. I would have thought the clinical services, that particular, those people would have been under the personal services. Because you're saying the personal service is the employees. Wouldn't the clinical people be employees too?
Well, no, not necessarily, because they the states have contracted out to different companies that provide these services for the state. Like say like you open up a
COVID-19 injection site.
Or whatever.
If I want, okay, go on.
Or clinical could be anything from a psychiatrist or anyone with the health profession.
Okay.
A psychiatrist, a psychologist, providing those clinical services to these particular individuals with special needs. And then you have your behavioral a behavioral services program, which is a $12 million budget. These are people who train you how, like, say, like you have a child with autism, and the behavioral services program hire people, professionals, to get that child to learn how to use their social skills, that kind of stuff. Clinical services could also be, that's but behavioral services. So you have your social workers that are over staff, and they write out a program. And the social worker is stationed at a particular group home, and they write out instructions on what the staff should do, how the staff should treat a matter, how the staff should handle a particular behavior. Should the child be in, when to put the child in restraints, that kind of stuff. That's behavioral health. What the child should be working on. This child is 14 years old, autism, has only use one word. The child doesn't hold a sentence conversation. We want them to get them to talk more. Start doing this with them. That's what the behavioral health and clinical services combined together. You follow me now?
I got it. And I also think this is probably where you will find those little group settings that they have. If you have schizophrenia or you're bipolar or something like that, you probably would be found in the behavioral services program.
Correct. You're probably getting those type of services because maybe the school or maybe your parent recommended some help, and they may come to your house and help them. That person may be literally in a group home that needs that service. ID partnership initiatives, these different kind of things. Emergency placements, like if you're evicted and you need to be placed somewhere, you're an elderly person in the hospital and you can't go back to where you used to live because your crackhead kids are probably robbing you. So emergency placement somewhere.
Just your hotels.
Yep. Put you in a hotel, everything. Employment opportunities and day services. So what that does, like you have people that may have Down syndrome, and you have job coaches. They take you and you work in Walmart, and they're there to stand with you while you work throughout your day. So community residential services. So these are their homes. That's a huge budget, $786 million budget. The next year to be $800 million, because they have residential homes all over the state. Where Connecticut had 169 towns, so they have residential home services for people with disabilities, and they live in them, and they get 24-hour care. So they got to pay for all those different homes throughout the 169 towns or wherever they're located. And that's where you get your people that have these CNA. You don't always have to work in the nursing home to use your CNA services. You can work in a community residential service home as a coach. And they have first, second, and third shift because these people can't be left alone. You follow me? So that's a $1 billion budget.
Right. That's a lot.
Oh, yeah. And then you have Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services. These are, okay, you have mental health and addiction services. A lot of people in our communities all over. These are for all codes, all zip codes. A lot of people have what you call self-medicate. There are a lot of people that suffer mental health issues like bipolar and
like bipolar. Okay,
right.
This is where you will find those people. All right.
Right. And well, these are services, and they self-medicate. And you have people who are just on drugs, whether it's illegal drugs or taking Percocets, and they need to detox from it. So the staff is a $242 million budget for the actual agency, and then other expenses, and then housing supports and services. You have them in a home where they're now detox, and you give them a certain amount of time to get well. They stay in there, and you transition them back to society. And then you have the managed service system, $70 million budget. Legal services, Connecticut Mental Health Center. Okay, that's a hospital where they go if they're on and they need to go to the hospital. That's a $9 million budget. Then professional services, they probably have like a job coach or someone there. Professional services. Then you have your general assistance, managed care. All these managed care programs. They're, like I said, they're contracted out. Some
Right. I know about
501,
managed care.
501c. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. And then you have your nursing home nursing home screening. You hire, like myself, like I work per diem, and sometimes nursing homes, depending on what ward you're on. Like I was on the ward for I per diem, and I'm on emergency call for different nursing homes. Like if they need someone to come in and do the testing of someone with Alzheimer's or dementia, you got to see how far they are in their memory loss. Young adult services, that can be a manager of anything. TBI, community service, behavioral health medications, $7 million budget for that. Medicaid adult rehabilitation option, discharge and diversion services. Okay, it's a $40 million budget. Home and community-based services. All right. It's budgeted out for different, probably 501c3s, the nonprofits, or it could be something private. It might not be, it could be a for-profit company that provides that particular service. Katie Blair House. Okay, they are budgeted at $16,000. You can look it up, whatever this is. You could Google it. Forensic services. Forensics could be anything. Yeah. And forensic could be anywhere from an internal investigation to external investigation. Is the family, is this person abused at home? Okay. The grants for substance abuse services. All right. The state, well, you can contract with the state. They have a budget of $35 million, and if you could provide substance abuse services. And so you see in your neighborhood different substance abuse programs somewhere, grants for mental health services. All right, you budget, and your nonprofit probably provide mental health services. It depends on what type of nonprofit you have, or business. Doesn't always have to be a nonprofit. It could be for profit, and you could bid to provide a particular service for a community for the state. That's how you win your state contract.
Yeah.
Employment opportunities, and then this agency budget is $733 million. Psychiatric security, human service, all Department of Social Services, straight up 501c3s. Their budget is so huge, $151 million. Other expenses is higher than the personnel services, genetic tests and paternity actions. The Husky program, you know what that is, right?
No.
That is the Husky B. That's insurance, like welfare insurance.
Okay.
Substance use disorder waive reserve, Medicaid, $3 billion. Or is that? Yeah, $3 billion.
Yeah, it's $3 billion.
Yeah, because a lot of people are on welfare medical insurance. Old age assistance. That's what my ass needs.
No.
I'm just kidding. Aid to the blind, aid to the disabled, TANF. You know what that is? That's food stamps. Temporarily assistant needs families. Emergency assistance, $1. I don't know what that is. Food stamp training express. Okay. Department of Mental Health, disproportionate share. Connecticut Home Care Program, that's what. Human Resource Development, Hispanic programs. All right. If you're in a Hispanic community, they probably have a agency or nonprofit that provide that service for the Hispanic community. Now you get why there's so many 501c3 safety net services, refund of collections, services for persons with disability, nutrition assistance, state administered general assistant. Okay. Connecticut Children's Medical Center, that's a hospital. Community services, Human Services Infrastructure Community Action Program, Teen Pregnancy Prevention, $1 million budget, Domestic Violence Shelters. They have a $7 million budget for that. Hospital supplemental payments, Teen Pregnancy Prevention, and this is going to the local town. All right.
And your nonprofits, they're in that too.
Oh yeah, that agency has a $4 billion budget in total. Department of Aging and Disability Services. For their staff, they have a $7 million budget. Other expenses, $1 million. Educational aid for children, visually and blind. Vocational rehab services. Education, Department of Education. It's huge. $19 million budget. Other expenses, $3 million. Development of mastery exams, grades 4, 6, and 8.
10.
All right. Primary mental health, leadership, education, athletics, and partnership. It's called LEAP. Adult education, Connecticut Writing Project, Connecticut Alliance of Boys and Girls Club, Chef Settlement, whatever the fuck that is. Parent Trust Fund Program, Commissioners Network, local charter schools, Bridges to Success, talent development, a $2 million budget. I want to learn how to twerk. School-based diversion initiative, EdSite, Chef Transportation, curriculum and standards, non-chef transportation, minority teacher scholarship. $1 million. Aspiring Educators Diversity Scholarship Program. Okay, Jabari, you get $3 million. Education refinance reform. Nothing for this year, but they're back in the budget for $150 million for next year. American School for the Deaf. $10 million budget, $11 million next year. Regional Education Services, Family Resource Centers, charter schools, children nutrition, health foods initiative, vocational agriculture, adult education, health and welfare services, pupil private schools, education equalization grants. Damn, $2 billion budget. Bilingual education, priority school districts, interdistrict cooperation, excess student base, open choice program, magnet schools, after school program, extended school hours. You know, mom can't get off work, don't get off till 5, don't get off till 4, but they got after school hours for your kids. You get daycare. School accountability, and the agency total $3 billion budget for the education department. Connecticut Technical Education, Office of Early Childhood. It goes on, State Library. So you can look at this, and now you understand how to read the budget. And now, don't for once think that the state employees provide the service, because for the most part, a lot of it is 501c3s providing these services, or the school itself, like Charter Oak State College. This is their budget. Community Technical College,
Great.
that's their budget. Oh yeah. Debt-free community college.
So what does that mean? You guys can go to community college and not pay no money or something? It's free?
You gotta look it up. Look it up. Read it.
All right.
I don't work at every state agency, but I
All
damn sure
right.
know. I know how to read a goddamn budget. Cause Sister Bethy, all she do is read. My daughter, I tell you, she teased me all the time. Mom, I'm sorry. I'm like, Grandpa and my dad, you're a geek. You're a geek. Yeah, I like to study and I like to read. Now this is Department of Correction. This will be interesting. This is the jails. $438 million budget. Other expenses, $70 million. Inmate medical services, $127 million budget. Board of Pardon and Paroles, $7 million budget. Stride, whatever the hell that is, you got to look it up. Google it. Aid to parole and discharged inmates, $3,000. Plus they get their food stamp card. EBT card. Legal services to prisoners, $797,000 budget.
Okay, apparently in Connecticut, you can go to community college for free.
There you go. Volunteer services, 87. If it's volunteer services, why is $87 million budget? No,
wow.
That's true. Community support services, $46 million budget. The agency total for the Department of Correction, which is our prison system, is $692 million budget. So now you know why so many correctional officers work all that overtime, because they got the money to do it, and it's going up to $701 million next year. Now this is Department of Children and Family Services. This is a huge agency. They do everything. Battered children and families, take your kids when they're in danger and shit. Crazy ass parents, crackhead parents leaving their kids 5 days, kids in the house with a couple of bags of oodles and noodles and water. The state's coming for your ass. Okay, this is the staff, $295 million budget. Other expenses, family support services, differential response system, regional behavioral health consultation. You get a lot of services. Community care coordination, health assessment and consultation, grants for psychiatric clinics for children, day treatment centers for children, child abuse and neglect intervention, community-based prevention programs, family violence outreach and counseling, supportive housing, no nexus special education, family preservation services, substance abuse treatment, child welfare support services, board and care for children, adoption, foster, short-term and residential. So this falls under a lot, because they have you have the foster parent program where you take in children. You got to be ready 24/7. I got a baby, I'm bringing to you. Adoption, you can adopt a child, and you can have the state you get it home and house children, like 5 or 6 kids, and you be their mom. State take care of you raise them kids. Oftentimes when you have foster children, because probably one of their parents went to jail and they need to get in a drug program to transition, and then you get your kids back. Sometimes you just don't, and it becomes an adoption. Individualized family support, community kid care, covenant care, juvenile review boards, youth transition and success programs. This is a lot oftentimes for youth that are at risk. Your daddy's Pookie and your kid is out there. He's 12 and he's selling drugs. And he don't want to go to school. And you get them because they're at risk for turning into their dad. Y'all get that?
Yep.
All right. And that total is $802 million budget. And this is the judicial system, the court. I don't feel like going public defender services. It's huge. The state budget, these are the different agencies and the breakdown of what they get for what they're budgeted for. And what the governor does is the outgoing governor gives him the budget. That governor looks at the budget and say, man, I don't want youth violence, get it off. Take off the youth prevention, take off Project Longevity. He start coming to wipe stuff out. Hell no, hell no, hell no, hell no. So then what happens? It goes to the legislator. And the legislator, after hearing all the public hearings, they'll have, all right, we'll put it back in because the legislator is your senators and representatives representing you. All right, we'll put 3 of these programs back in, but we're getting rid of the other one. And then the legislator sends it to the governor for a review of their revisions of what they want to see the budget looking like. That's your senators and representatives against what the governor wants. And the governor will look at it and say, God damn it, they put those 5 programs back in that I don't want. I'm vetoing it. So he vetoes it, right?
Yeah.
And that's when you hear veto on the news. The governor did not approve the budget. So it could go back to the, he doesn't have the final say so. The legislator, the power is in the legislator. So the governor will veto it. And then it goes back to the legislator, to the House and the Senate. And it can be passed on a 2/3 vote of the House and Senate. And that's how it gets passed. Now, do you have a better understanding? So this is what the governor looks at. And he scratches out, I don't know, why do you want all these damn line items, all these tax dollars? What the hell is a pension obligation about? What the hell is, this is the new coming governor. It's funny as hell, y'all be funny as hell. What is Children Law Center? They're little kids. Who they need to load a law for? Get the hell out of here. Scratch it off. So that's when it goes to the legislator. And the legislator is like, you know, after the legislator hear the sad stories from those nonprofits or for-profit companies that are providing that particular service come in, and then they bring in the little sad children to tell a story. And then the legislator's like, oh, she's so cute. No, let's keep that program. So it gets passed. And I mean, this shit get real, and the public areas be a hot mess. Like, if you do something for, like, get rid of a program that's helping people with disabilities, they be bringing in people and all kinds of conditions. All kinds of conditions. To say, nope, you need to keep this program. Because some of it do be sad. Some of them kids get up there and say, you know, I'm a grown man. I'm 50 years old, and I'm still in this program. I live here, and they've been taking care of me all my life. And where am I going to go? I don't have all my senses, but I know that this program is helping me, and I love all the people in the program helping me. And a lot of times it does get passed when the legislators, the representatives, literally see who this program is for and who it's benefiting. And they will, in turn, order it, vote right there and say, put it back in the budget. And then it goes to the governor, and that's when he get mad and veto it. I'm not passing this budget. And it goes back to the House and Senate. And that's when they have their 2/3 vote on the budget. And if it's 2/3 of the House and the Senate, it passes. There it goes. But that's pretty much how you read the budget. You look at each agency and see what your tax dollars are being paid to. And then you go look it up and find out which 501c3s or for-profit companies, won that damn grant or is providing that service.
So we didn't see not one place for the budget for the American Indian Commission or any of that.
Let me do a search. Nothing for American Indian there. Let me see. Let me just put Indian. Nothing for the Indians. They're called Negroes, girl. All right, let me see. Gaming. Let me put casino. Nope.
Can you try Native? Can you try Native American?
I did.
Oh, you tried American. All right.
It would have came up. American would have came
It would
up
have
with
came
zero.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So that's the actual budget. Let's see. Let's go back here. Let's get out of there. And we're gonna go back to the other thing. Now we've been on for 2 hours. That's a lot to take in. So I think we should stop there because it gives it 2 hours. I don't want to make the segment too long because tomorrow we'll get into the part where we get to see if your senator voted for something. Now, if you want to see that today, if your senator puts a bill on the table, if you want to go through that today, give me a 1. I'll go through it with you so you can see and you can say, you lie. You ain't put nothing on the damn table. When you voted for this, you lied. You said you help us. If you want to see that today, give me a 1. If you want to stop now so that this could be a 2-hour segment and other people can watch it so that they could understand how to read a state budget, give me a 1 if you want me to keep going. So we could go and peek and see if our senators is really trying to put a bill up for us. She said, I'm going to join y'all tomorrow, Crow. You got any, what are your thoughts? It says, I'm just seeing how many people want me to keep going or if they want me to just open the panel. If you want me to just open the panel so you can come up and let me know how you feel now about reading that state budget. Because now you can pull that budget up and see how much these agencies are being appropriated.
I think that's a good idea because it really is good to keep it digestible.
I'm seeing ones. Straight Smoke said your call. One, they want me to keep going. So we have, let's see, 74 people watching. Y'all smash the like button. Love y'all, man. We have 74 people watching, and only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people said keep it going. So I have to go by the majority. So if you want me to keep going, I need to see a 1. If you want me to just open the panel and do the second part tomorrow, I need a 2. The majority wins. But I do know a lot of people want to see, like, how do I see if my, senator did this or did that. I'll keep going. So, because I really love to do Detroit's. But I'm showing you on my system first, state system. And that way, they'll be able to look in their states because we're going to make our people smart and swift. We're going to be like, damn, and, watching this, don't you think that it was a disservice for your state representative not to make you aware of this? Like, people coming out of colleges don't even know how to read a state budget, or they don't even frequent the site. But I hope now it changes their mind and they start saying, wait a fucking minute. You guys are giving this agent, this 501c3, this program, this money just a hole. You ain't slick. You ain't slick. It's just a holding bound so you don't have to send any funds back to the federal government. So you create a bunch of 501c3s. I'm not saying the state of Connecticut is doing this, but I'm just saying what I hear other professionals in other states say. So let's just put that out there.
And
That all these 501c3s are created and get contracted with the state because they're a place to hold money so that it doesn't have to go back to the federal government. Because whatever federal funds you get, if you don't spend them within that year of your biennial budget, you have to send it back to the federal government. So the smart thing to do is create the 501c3 that's going to hold the funds and make it look like they spend it. Oh, it gets dirty.
You're exactly right. You're right.
I'm not doing genealogy until January, sweetheart. I got a lot of tribal work that I'm doing now. It's the end of the year, so a lot of tribal work. So January, I'll start back genealogy. But
another thing that goes on is, especially with a lot of these mass shooters, they say that there's no mental illness programs, that there's no health programs for the mentally ill. And looking at this budget, that's not true.
Well, in Connecticut, we have a lot of programs for mental health. We do. Every state is different. Like Chicago, you probably won't find this. But in Connecticut, I have to honestly say, Connecticut does very good with their services that they have. Now, if the services are, you get mixed stories. Like, for example, the biggest stories was Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services. And they have what you call state hospitals for drug addiction and detoxing.
Really?
And oh yeah, for people that those programs are completely abused. Okay. Seriously. And I'm not even it's crazy how substance abuse programs are used. Crackheads are smart. They know how to run from the police. When they can't come to they can't get in the drug hospital because it's at that point it becomes confidential who's in there. So if the cops come, you have to. We're not allowed to divulge that information, but the cops know that they're in there. They want to arrest you. So the crackheads, they know they got warrants out, so they'll run in a substance abuse program where they can hide for like 30 days. But believe me, Officer Friendly gonna be waiting on the corner for your ass. So you come out in 30 days. It gets awful. I cannot work for that population because I'd be so mad talking, and counseling and coaching.
It's difficult.
It's difficult. You talk to them for a whole day, and I know you want to be good. I know you want to change. I know you want to take care of your kids. I know you want to take care of your family. And then you see this fool relapse, and within a week,
right?
That's hurtful.
And the thing is, they'll be really sincere when they're saying, "I want to take care of my family. I want to take care of my kids." They'll be really sincere.
I can't work with that population because I can't. That's why as social workers, and I'm not an active social worker for the state. I do nonprofits. I could not. I can't do it. And plus, it would be, for me to be a social worker in the state, it would literally be conflict of interest. It would literally be a conflict of interest because I know all the crackheads. So that wouldn't be good for me.
I was a case manager, and I was a case manager, and it's mentally taxing. I mean, like, for real. Because you see someone who seems sincere, and then they go back and they relapse, and you're just like, what? It's a trip.
That's the drug talking and the after effect. And a lot of times, some of them are just literally in there to hide out, or they're homeless and they need somewhere to be for 60 damn days, especially in the winter. They're booked in the winter. All the beds are taken in the winter. Listen, crackheads know where to go.
And that's when, yes, that's it. Because when it's cold, everybody wants to get clean.
Clean 6 months straight, 6 months clean.
And in the summertime, then you don't know where they are.
coming back in June, July. So I can't do it because it's like you work so hard and you take in a lot of that, because you're counseling them. You're doing their whole biopsychosocial assessment and they're telling you the stories and you're listening from what happened to them from when they were kids up until now, finding out when the last time that they were happy in life. When I was 14, I had no worries and nothing. So you got to say, well, that's where you got to go. You got to pick up from where you left off. You do all that coaching and psychological, giving them all that cognitive theory for them to go out, relapse, and they're back in like 3 weeks, starting all over again. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't. It's not that I can't, I won't. Let's put it that way. But I can't. I will not do it anymore. It's a waste of time.
I'm not either.
I got it. But they started an initiative where former addicts are now the coaches because they could tolerate each other.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's
they
a good
know
thing.
when something is they know when something is BS.
Right.
They'll
And
look straight through. Yeah.
Right. And the addict actually feels comfortable with that person because that person experienced the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, that person is still receiving services themselves. But they make the best. And it's true. You have to be in that life and had experienced that life before, when most addicts will listen to you. Because the addict's mindset is like, okay, you know what it's like to be me. You were where I was and you got out and you've been clean 20 years. So they're going to adapt to that person better
And
than
it's
somebody
harder.
like me. And they're like, you take off your little Tina Turner wig and roll it. I ain't telling you nothing.
Well, that's what they do. They look at the person who they feel just came out of college or is just this clinical office person, and they don't trust that person.
Yeah, I get that from the sisters, because I had to do I did have an experience. I did clinical work. And when I was, going for my master's, and I did do clinical work in a detox. And I figured I wanted to go in there because a lot of my family members suffered addiction. My aunts and uncles, and I wanted to understand them better because it would hurt me to see them because they're my favorite aunties and uncles. So I figured that was something I could probably do. But lo and behold, it was always a conflict of interest for me. And no matter what drug program I worked in that I did clinical work in, I needed to leave because it was conflict of interest. I couldn't take it because these people coming in there that I grew up with, Connecticut is but so big. And people that used to be fine, I'm talking about, you see the finest dude ever in the club with the dookie chains. He was the big guy. He was the guy that ran the state. He was the big meech. And then to come in there and see him down like that is crazy. And then the point, and when you had a crush on this particular Pookie back in the day, and they're in there, and you walking by, and you don't even fucking know that that's who it is until they tell you who they are. It freaks you out because you're used to them being fine, and every damn girl in the club is drooling over you, and they know you, but you don't know them. And then they're kind of embarrassed. And you walk by and be like, I know who you are. And I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. In my head, I'd be like, I don't know who this little Popeye fool is. Looking like a deaf eating a soda cracker about this big, face sunk in. And I'm like, he was like, I know who you are. They'll tell you, this is what they tell you. I know who you are.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't think you know me. He's like, oh, I know who you are. And I'm like, and then I'll just keep walking because I'm like, all right, dude got issues. And then you're walking, and then you be like, and then they're like,
no, I know who you are.
Yeah. And I'm like, this guy is fucking scary. I'm like, how you know who I am?
Right.
And then
they'll tell you like where you lived or you
no,
lived
they come
over
out
there.
they come out with your street name you had back in the day. They be like, all right, hey, you still fine, Smurf. And then that shit'll freak me out. I'll go in the bathroom like, oh shit, Who is that? They be like, Smurf. And then I'm going to the bathroom and I'm like, who the fuck is that? And like, you don't remember me? You don't remember me? I'm like, no.
You know who I am.
No,
I don't.
Don't you go, ain't you Lorenzo baby mama? Well, I'm Big T. I'm like, oh, and I go to the bathroom like, damn, you got you like that. But you in that community, you in that world, and that's what happened. You get caught on the product. So working in drug facility programs was just not for me. It's totally it's conflict of interest because these are people I grew up with and they're going to look for favoritism for you. Let me go smoke an extra cigarette real quick. Let me smoke. Don't tell on me I smoked the cigarette in the back. That kind of stuff. And I don't. It's too much of a conflict of interest. And it hurts me. I can't. Some things some populations you just can't work with. So I've always choose the elderly because they're funny. They're boomers. They're interesting. And they just funny as hell. And the fact that I have a reason to really defend somebody. You did this to your grandmother? In my head, I'm like, you better move, move, as you're going to jail. And of course, you have state police with you, and like your grandmother has to go. I have to bring her to safety. It's my job. And at that point, they'd be like, Smurf, you really gonna do this? No, I'm Bethy, and here's my card, and you must move out the way. I have to take your grandmother to safety. And I'd be very serious with that shit too. Because in my head, I'm not saying what's in my head because no one could read your thoughts. In my head, I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. I'm not going to use the words because I promised that I wanted to just be myself. No, I am going to be myself. In my head, I'm saying, if you don't move, I'm going to knock the shit out of you. I'm going to knock you to Kingdom Kong because you're doing this to your grandmother and I'm ready to beat your ass, but I will lose my license and never be able to practice again. That's in my head, though. It doesn't come out my mouth. And I have a right to have those thoughts. They're silent thoughts. But no, you have to be professional. And plus, you have state police with you to if force action is needed to be taken. So that population I can work with because I don't care if you call me Smurf. Yup, I'm Smurf today. You did this to your grandmother. I'm ready to choke you. So
I'm Bethy.
Yeah, but no, but in some instances I literally did, and I didn't work for the state when I was doing like nonprofit, like I told you, and some of them called back and say, I really appreciate you taking my grandmother because I wasn't right. I wasn't right after they rehabilitated and got themselves right, and they became counselors. So I do like to see the success rate. I do, but when it comes to removing granny and grandpa from the home, I'm there. I'm out. If I'm called and say, I need you to do a removal in the state, I'm guided. I'm going. That's part-time though. Outside of. So yeah. So these, I really wanted the audience today to see how to read a state budget. That's the first part. I didn't want to overwhelm them. I really don't want to overwhelm the audience, and I'm going to make an executive decision on my channel and say not move forward and come tomorrow. So because then I could spend 2 hours showing you the tricks and trades of seeing and how you could take that and send it to your senator and say you never did. Here's all you voted for, how you can get back at them. You got to make them work for you. They don't like threats. Because they know the next election, they ass is out of there. You'll have new senators all the time until you get Pookie in there to do it. We'll do that tomorrow. I didn't see enough ones. Did you?
I saw a few.
And plus,
but when you do it
tomorrow,
I am really interested. I want to see what this guy in Detroit has done.
Okay.
I don't remember, so I'm interested. I'm ready.
We didn't have enough ones. We only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ones. But what I am gonna do, I'm not gonna go for it. I know, Julie. Look at you. We'll do that tomorrow, Kiora. We'll come on the same time tomorrow, and I'm gonna I'm gonna keep the titles of the segments so that you'll be able to go and know which segment to look up on how to do a particular thing. Okay.
And you know what else you was really helpful that you showed is how to track the bill. That is
Correct.
something that we all don't really do. So that was pretty good.
Right. You're going to learn that tomorrow. That
Okay.
goes hand in hand with your senator saying, yeah, put it on the table. And you can say, no, you didn't. You're a lying ass. Okay. Yes, Mr. Miller. Okay. So, I am going to, because Ab Power's coming on about 8. He might come on a little earlier. But 2 hours of this, I think, is really good because it gives the viewer a chance to look and say, wow, wow, wow. So tomorrow we'll you'll learn how to put the senator ass on blast and on the hot seat. Because once he find out, y'all know it's gonna change the way representation is for us. Because now you on their ass. And they're gonna be like, oh shit, who woke up the dead bones? It's kind of like the father on Color Purple. My God, the dead has arisen. And they can no longer fool you. Because now you can go after their ass and let them know publicly you ain't doing nothing for my people. Here's what you voted on. You thought this was more important than what we asked you to do for us. So, and I'm going to teach you how to track that bill so that every time any action is taken on that bill, you're going to get an email alert and you click it and it'll tell you where it's at. And people track hundreds of bills a day. White people, I'm serious. And Europeans, period. And that's why I love to communicate with them, and because they be funny as hell. Their neighborhoods versus ours. Their senators teach them. They're aware. In white neighborhoods. Our neighborhood. Now you got the Negroes in the hood, Indians in the hood, and the white people. White people, let me tell you something about white Europeans when it comes to bill tracking. They are hilarious as fuck. I'm telling you, I be on the floor. If something's going down, white people, they know about this. And they'll track it. As soon as they find out, okay, that's the bill number. Ha! Everything. They make sure they get all kinds of alerts. Oh, it's a public hearing. I'm going down there. And I'm gonna give them they don't play. White people don't play. They do not play when it comes to their damn tax dollars. They're yoking your damn neck. And I be dying. Cause see, I'm on the states. I sit on the state side, but I have no interest. And I used to just literally go to the General Assembly public hearings just to sit there so I can laugh. White people, they ain't no joke. They don't be playing. They don't be playing. And honey, the older they are, the more funnier this shit is. White senior citizens know how to track bills. They coming for your ass. So I used to literally, my daughter's right. Mom, you need to get a life. Seriously. You're hanging out in the general outside, go there and watch the public hearings because you get elderly people that go up and go in on them senators. They be sitting up at the mic. I've gave this town a lot of my money, and you're all a bunch of shits. I be dying. I be on the floor. I be on the floor like this. They don't play.
And don't forget, some of them be ready to fight too. They be name calling. And
yes. And they get on the governor, they get on the senators. Why are you listen, don't let the white the European um 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 vegan get in your ass in the General Assembly. Because they will come to you. What are you, a punk? You act like you're scared of Monsanto. I tell you, let me have, oh, Gunny, they be funny. What are you so scared of Monsanto for? Oh, they'd be funny, girl. Girl, I'll be on the floor. And I would sit there literally 8 damn hours. 8 hours. 8 hours and just sit back and watch. I be done have breakfast, lunch, and dinner because in our General Assembly they have the cafeteria. And they sell breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I was sitting there all fucking day. I'll take a day off of work because I don't take big. I was like just a fanatic. I changed from all that. That's why I got so much time on my hand now. I would go in there and sit and just watch it because this shit be funny. White people funny, girl. And they have the same issues as us.
But the thing is that our general community, don't even know when these hearings are happening.
I'm going to teach you now so you know. And they should have taught you many years ago. Many years ago. Many years ago. You've been our leaders have been a disservice to us. And I'm even speaking about even the chicks that work in the General Assembly that are secretaries for these senators. They should have taught you, but where are our heads at when it comes to our people? You know, I bet you pastors know how to track a bill. And it's all about when it comes to our people, a lot of our people that have this knowledge and understand how to navigate through the system and really understand things for what they are. It's really sad because they want to keep that information so they can be powerful because they know that their ass ain't getting no raise or no promotion. So they need something and something to be powerful over. Why do you want to choose your own fucking people to do that? Excuse my French, but I'm just serious. But like I said, I'm being me and I'm teaching what I learned. I don't want to leave this world and not have this on my grave. Our people have not been active in the system. And I feel and I understand our people. Hell yeah. It's been a failure to us because you weren't taught right, first of all. You weren't taught about this. And a lot of our people that be on YouTube and stuff, you have to really look at what they're reading. They are a people of interest. That's why a lot of our people are in the chat rooms debating and about history. It's because they like to learn things.
They like to learn. Yes.
So when they learn this, and you see them in there getting on their senator ass because this wasn't brought to them. So they probably would have had a different outlook on it. And they begin to learn the real power that they really have. And the only way you're going to learn is when you learn this. And I'm not trying to keep people in the system because I freaking don't blame our people for wanting to become sovereign and starting their own. I'm not saying that. But I'm showing you this in the meantime until you become sober, what you were deprived of, and why you have a better understanding of real understanding as to why you have no interest in politics or what they're doing. When you learn this, you'll be like, well, damn, if I had known this 20 or 30 years ago, maybe. Shit, I didn't know it was like this. I didn't know I had access to all this. Nobody never taught us. Never. They didn't even teach me. I was just a reading fanatic. And you get in these positions in the state where you're just literally a robot at this point with me. Because I was always into politics. I was always into campaigning. But then you get in the stage where you're just a robot. You just do the work and leave, go home. That's where I am now. But I'm not going to selfishly not teach my people this. I need to teach them this because this is me. Who is Bethy? This is me. And I want you to know just as much as I know. And then you can get up there and have a real fucking argument with Candace Owen. Seriously. You have something, you now have some ammunition to step back to and say, wait a minute, chick. It's like this. This is why. Now, nobody ain't gonna have to tell you who you side you should be on because you're looking at all of it. You're getting the real deal Holyfield now. But I say this, not only in saying this, watch how shit start changing just from this segment. You know, they're all watching, and that's fine. But they're not going to tell you that they're going to make a change. They're just going to do it. Because now they're seeing you're being educated differently. For a very long time, our legislators have been controlled by white Europeans. That's because they're the ones that's educated on it, because our little brown senators aren't telling us shit.
Yeah, they know that we're not even looking, paying attention, don't know about it. We
Right.
know way after it's already done and the ink is dry.
Correct. And it's not white people's fault because it's not their damn job to teach you unless they're your actual representative about this. It's not their job. It's not their job to come from their communities that they represent as senators and representatives and come into ours and teach. It's not their job. They're not your representative so much for, from a district point. And it's not. So this is why you see predominantly European controlled legislators in our states, because our people were dumbed down not to know about how to look this stuff up and how it works. So I'm teaching you because it is our responsibility to teach our people. And if nobody don't like it, oh well. Nobody in the community don't like it, because you have to also remember that the leaders in our community and leaders in YouTube have their own agendas for you. It's all about control. They want to control you. And when you got one man that can control this many amount of people and say, hey, meet me in DC. This is why you don't know. I bet you all the people in there don't know how to go up and look on the state side and see where the hell their money's going and how they can make an impact. All it takes is you selling your senator. Let's see if your ass getting in next year, because I'm about to tell the community that you with the bullshit, and I'm going to show them to go online and see what you voted for and what you voted against and why you didn't, and that you actually just didn't vote. You just didn't show up so you wouldn't have to vote. Oh, it's dirty. It gets low down and dirty. So hopefully this time, when those people go on this next Million Man March, supposedly, I hope they think not to go, because the last time was full of shit. Got all the niggas up there and didn't do nothing. They would have been better off going to the border. But hopefully this time, none of them show up and it'll turn out to be a one-man march. He'll be sitting at the podium by himself talking about, and I like Farrakhan, but I love Malcolm. I told you that. Only it should be just a one-man march. You want to go New York, you go to New York and stand at the podium and talk, and everybody will turn their TV on and watch it. It'll be a one-man march instead of a million. You have to now stop letting these cult-like leaders have that much control over your mind. You need to learn what's been kept from you, so now you can make a decision and say, well, damn, I probably thought about it differently, about government differently, had I been properly taught. And that's what it is right there, lack of education. So now I'm giving it to you raw. And then you can still make a decision. But me, I'll write a senator, be like, excuse me, I think this is wrong. I'll go right to a public hearing. Y'all know me. and sit right there and say, I think this is wrong. Oh, I'm going to bring in, oh, you're going to do this to all the retarded people? Good. I'm going to bring all of them in here tomorrow. See, Candace Owens, the witch of the North, but I'm the wicked witch of the North. I'm going to bring all the retarded people in here tomorrow, and you tell them that why you're going to do this to them. I'm going to bring all the people that has bipolar disorder in here in this meeting tomorrow. And you know they're going to be like, oh my God, she bringing people in here. Seriously. So, I know. They probably going to do it, but at least it'll get out. Word will get out. Word will get out. You can't hold people but for so long. And what I would hate to see is this man die keeping control over the people like that. Our brothers. If you're talking about wanting to be let free from being in chains, the very person that has, or people that has the control over you, you don't even know. You're spending a lot of time blaming the white man for keeping you in chains. Anytime someone has power to say, I want 1 million men in DC, those are the chains that need to be broken, especially when you go all the way fuck there for nothing. You got to really learn who really has the chains on you as a yoke chains on you. And to be relieved from those chains, you literally have to let some things go so you can make room to see things from another perspective. And then when you learn this, you'll really know who had the yoke chains on you and the control and power over your mind. Can't blame it on the white boy no more. You gotta let that shit go. You should have been let it go. And I'm trying to show you. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. We've been on for 2.5 hours. I could do another 20 minutes. I would really like your feedback on how your tax dollars are distributed in your particular state. It's done like that in this state and all the other states. Same way. Just a different state. So let me put the link in the chat. If anybody wants to come up and just talk about the budget period, your understanding of it, and how it made your eyes see differently of what's going on with your tax dollars. That'll be cool. I'll give you I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Someone is asking, what time will you be on tomorrow?
Around the same time, like anywhere between 2:30 and 3:30. Because I try to stay out of the way of App Power and Chief Holiday. So App will be on about probably right after I get off. He probably will go on. So let's play a little song and get some folks up.
Told them don't write me off. Told them don't type at all. To all the yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far away I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense. But nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion. We probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all they stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself. Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering. When they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that chattering. I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even now my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love.
All right, so hey, Straight Smoke,
Hey, Sister Bethy.
how you doing?
I'm good. That was awesome what you laid out right there, getting people to see the actual annual budget of each department.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
they have to understand because nobody taught our community this. No one. There's some folks that know. I'm not going to say everybody doesn't know, but I'm going to make sure you know. That's why I'm doing this, and it's going to take a while to get through all the stuff I know.
I understand, but you
And
got to
all the
start
stuff I know
somewhere,
is
right?
public information, so I'm not. It's not that I'm telling state secrets, confidential secrets. I'm not. I'm literally showing you public information.
Yeah, but we all have to start somewhere. And the
Right.
best place to start is being at the simplest level of it. See where the
Yeah.
money is going. Follow the money.
Yeah. And
you said something, Straight Smoke, that was really good earlier. You were saying that, well, if anybody wants to change the system, whether you want to be a sovereign or not, you have to know the system. And so this is one way, because this is something that we really generally don't know.
right. And I just want to make it very clear. I'm not trying to stop anyone from forming whatever you're forming, whether it's a government or a new town or a new state. That's not my purpose. But I wanted to get you to understand on how it operates. And like it's this, and you need to know the system to start a system.
And that's what I totally meant about that, is because if you don't know where you come from, how will you grow from it? You have to have an understanding of what was already laid down before you can actually grow from it and
Right.
create your own. Family
Right.
first.
That's right. You literally have to, you need to understand where the money's going and why, as an individual that wants to start a business, don't understand how to start a business and why so many businesses are successful. They always tell you your first business really should be a 501c3 because you're providing support and you get salaries for that. You get a whole budget, and then I'm going to take you into how do you contract with the state? How do you go about it? How do you do this? I want to do this. I want to get this started. We'll get in there, but I need to take you from the beginning to the end. A whole lot of information have been held back from our people. But I can't just jump and say, hey, this is how you start this. This is how you start that. I'm giving you, I gave you the information, but I need to teach you how you really get it established. How do you get those funds? How do I get help? These are things that our leaders were supposed to be teaching you and they never taught you. All this information has always been public information. It's never been unpublic. They just say what they said. Even our people say this. The people that know this. You want to keep a nigga in the dark? Just put it in writing. And the very ones that's putting it in writing is your people. And they're keeping it from everything that's in writing from you. They're just coming up to you in a tight ass suit, business suit, and keeping all this from you. And that's wrong. That's not who I want to be for my community.
And that's why I chose the business that I am in, Sister Bethy, because I feed and teach the community. As I'm giving them food that they're purchasing from me, I always leave them with a message. And it's the message is not hope, it's do it yourself. Go and look it up yourself. I'm not just telling you what I know for you just to not go and look it up.
Yeah, but we with our people, you got to be a little more sensitive and you got to have more patience because a lot of them don't know how to look it up, and I'm showing them. You got to show them. You can't tell them. That's the first mistake. You can't just tell them.
But I'm very selective with waking up certain lions.
You know what? She's right, because
everybody's not educated on your level, and if you're not willing to take your patients down to first grade, then you might as well not tell them nothing. You got to literally get there and hand show them. If you love make you do that, and patience. When I tell you shit's been hidden from our people, it's been hidden.
You know what? You're right. Because one time, several years ago, I went to see what the Black Caucus was doing. I went to go to their hearings and see. I could not find when they were having meetings. I couldn't find when anybody in California was having meetings. So I tried. I couldn't find it.
Right. And they want to keep it from you, and they're ugly. This is what agents do. This is what you have to be willing to do. You have to be willing to hurt your people. So this is why I never joined. And I don't know if you've seen Dane's segment today. It was very touching. It was very serious. And it was when Ice Cube spoke about he's not part of the picnic or part of the team or whatever. Just go watch it. I would love to share it, from what he showed today. But I don't like messing with people's channels, especially his, because I will get a strike. But I can tell you, if you watch the segment he had on earlier, it was really deep. And that's the exact same way he feels, I feel. And this is not Bethy getting at white people in corporate management. No, this is Bethy standing on her word. I have to show my people, because what am I going to do? I'm right in there working, and I should know that, all right, your ass could teach them. But I never thought about the minute I got a chance to think about it. Yep, it's time. I'm going to teach them, since you're not going to teach them. Now you're really going to look stupid as a senator, because a lot of people all over the world, all they got to do now is just go look your ass up on the state and see what you're really doing. You ain't going to be able, these senators in our communities are no longer be able to tell us bullshit.
Or these church members neither.
Facts. So now I wouldn't be surprised if you don't start seeing senators starting to invite you to specific things. But their next tactic is going to be, I got to tell her why I'm voting on this bill and why she should push for it. I need to have her come and speak at the public hearing so that this bill could get passed. And that's when you really think and say, well, I don't think I really want to go there. You wasn't there when I fucking needed you, and now you need me because you know I know. No.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You stand there and talk in the public hearing. But I already did. I need people from the community to talk, since motherfucker, I'm not coming. because you wasn't there for my people and you still ain't. You got to learn how to speak up to the gatekeepers and shut them down. And also tell them, I'm going to make sure your ass don't get in office next year. Because now I know how to go and look upon a system, and they're going to start teaching their community. Now the community going to start learning. Have some real arguments. And then after that, then you tell me if you still want to be a fucking Democrat.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pretty much did me in right there. Ooh.
There you go.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you guys, I'm really going to close out because App Power is going to come on in a little while. I really like to lay down and watch him. And it's the same routine for me. If I'm not reading my book or playing Candy Crush till I fall asleep, and then I wake up because I go to sleep too early. Literally, I can leave off of here, take my shower, get in the bed, and I'll be asleep at 7 o'clock. And then if I sleep 6 hours or 5 hours, I'm woke. I can't sleep past 6 hours. I'm woke. So when that happens, I'm in Cuba, the chat room, laughing at Smoke ass.
He is hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Girl, I'll be on the floor. When Smoke get up on Q Buddy's channel, it's over. I know I'm gonna be there for a few hours laughing. I'm like, this man, it'd be funny. And the other guy is funny too, even though he's a Pan-African. Psycho. Girl.
Oh. Oh no.
They don't even know I be watching them, but I just be there watching and laughing because it'd be funny. He's funny. Psycho.
You talking about Smoke Signal as well, right?
Yeah, Smoke
Signal be driving them crazy though. They be losing their mind when he's up there.
I gotta say, I like Smoke Signal's directiveness with his question.
Oh yeah, he funny as hell.
He gets straight at your back. You gonna be upright when he get through talking to you, for real.
Yeah. And I am gonna watch the debate with
Truth.
111 Truth and Y2K. That's gonna be a really good debate. I already paid for my ticket. It's only $10. It's only $10. It's gonna be private. It's gonna be privately run, and they're gonna go in. And it's Saturday. I think about 5 or something like that. I can't remember, but I'm sure Ab will promote it again tonight. But I already paid for my little $10 ticket because I want to see it. It's funny because he's very smart. Both of them are very intelligent.
And I want to see Truth. That YK guy was totally disrespectful when Truth was sick. I mean, that hurt my feelings.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna see Truth go in on him. I'm ready.
Yeah, but he's better now. I'm so happy because I asked him last night how he was feeling, and he said, "I know he needed to rest, and because just because you feel good, your inside's got to heal.
Still heal. Yeah.
So Saturday he be all right. I can't wait to see it. But get y'all's ticket. I will, just send App Power $10 and put your email address and put debate for the debate. $ Aboriginal Power. That's his Cash App. And I'm gonna watch that debate because I know it's gonna be good and I know it's gonna be funny. And then when he go off, I probably won't be asleep. That's when I watch Q Butter. And I just sit back and watch him. I don't say anything in the chat. Because I do like Q Butter, but we just on different identity things. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday was something very, very informative for myself as well. That's why I wanted to ask certain questions, just generally based off of what I know prior to what they're talking about. Yeah. And I was just wanting to hear both sides of them, of how they was talking. That's all I needed to hear.
Yep. I'm not promoting the monkey man thing ever.
No. Homo nothing.
I was just saying, you're talking about
homo
a billion years ago. It was nothing but monkeys running the planet, and then they just came to be us. Get your ass out of here. I'm not playing that. You're talking about monkeys. If we evolved from them, that's who was running the earth. Get out
Sister
of
Becky,
here.
what messed me up, the man literally said we intermingled with
Okay.
them. That's what threw me. I was like,
Yeah.
hold on, what?
Oh my God. And you know what? Don't laugh, y'all. I was like, there's no way that we laid down with these damn things. Then again, some of us
Right.
probably did, but I just I
We
looked
did.
on. I literally looked on YouTube to see how monkeys make. Girl, I was on the floor when they get it from behind. The girl be like this. But let me make that face and be like, it's from the back way. And their
No.
face was like this. She was, she was like, you know, you see the pornos, how they be going, ooh. Monkey, I say, oh my God. She was laid back on the ground so he could go ahead and do what he had to do, get back there. And she just laid down. She was like, ooh, get out of here. Uh-oh.
But it was just how he said
Let me
that.
put
He
my thing up.
admitted that
This is
both
like, man.
was on the same playing field. He admitted that humans and monkeys was on the same playing field. So it just threw me. And then he had the audacity to say that we intermingled.
I'm like, oh no, that's just disgusting.
Well, I'm trying to figure out.
Oh,
Hey, what's up? Hold on, let me see this.
I just wanted to make sure it was you. That's why I put the thing up.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Go ahead,
Yeah, my
Isness.
bad.
Okay, real quick. I'm trying to figure out, when they do all this testing on medicines or dyes or whatever it is that we use, they always use rats. They don't use monkeys. If we came from a monkey, why don't they use monkeys?
That's what
Why
I'm
are they
saying.
using rats?
They do in certain instances. It deals with certain molecular structures that they need. Certain ones. That's why, like, let's just take monkeypox, for example.
Okay. If they were going to test a monkeypox disease medicine, they will go get a whole bunch of little white rats, give it monkeypox, and then see if it heals or not. They ain't gonna pull up a whole bunch of monkeys.
Don't you remember them monkeys that had fell over in a truck? This was probably like a year and a half ago.
I think I remember something like that.
Yeah, those were scheduled to go to a shop for real. I'm serious about that. It was a lady that got contaminated from that incident. That was a civilian. For real.
Man.
Well, monkeypox probably really came from monkeys. So they probably developed that disease, isolated like they did COVID, because COVID is a bat disease, right? So, and then they figured out how to.
Wait! Don't say that name. Don't say that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No C words. No C words.
Okay, that came from a bat, and they somehow they isolated it and gave it to the human. So I can believe the monkeypox came from a monkey. But what I'm saying is, when they're doing all this drug testing or shampoo testing, they use rats. And so what I'm saying is, if we supposedly came from monkeys, that's our closest ancestor, then why aren't they using monkeys for all of these testing and trials?
I don't know, but I don't want to talk about it no more because I want to watch the debate and hear what they got to say.
But they use monkeys for going out of space, right? And I know people's flat earthers, right? But they use them for that. Yeah, they so-called use monkeys for that.
Yes,
you
they
see what I'm saying? And evolutionists has to study monkeys and the relationships to monkeys and man. But I'm gonna put y'all hip to game, right? Just to remind y'all about something. The Muslims, Islam, they try to teach that we're Aboriginal, right? Elijah Muhammad said we was Aboriginal, along with Malcolm X and other people that they studied under, like Noble Drew Ali, right? They all said we was Aboriginal. But they also teach the Yaqub story, which teaches about what? Monkeys. Does it not? Does it not teach that white people was created by grafting monkeys and black woman DNA or some shit like that? Yes?
I didn't know the monkey part. I know it's a genetic.
Okay.
a clone person, but I didn't know it was a monkey. Yeah.
Well, I could tell you. So this is what they try to do, right? It's something called an albion. You understand?
You
Something
you
called. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Light man, I think you should wait until after Saturday and let them have their debate. Because I don't want to be on here
Okay.
too long because he's getting ready to go live. And I'm really much rather hear the fight between 111 Truth and Y2K. And that because that's not really
Y2K.
what yeah. The YK the Truth. They're gonna be debating Saturday. And I don't want to talk about it because they're gonna give us both of their sides of it. So I don't want to talk about it because that's like
All right.
stealing content. You know what I mean?
Well,
They're
can I
already
tell you
giving it a bit.
people? Can I tell you people hit the super chat, hit the like button,
Oh
and
yeah,
support
that would
Sister
be
Bethy
nice.
because Sister
Support Sister
Oh,
Bethy, she
Bethy.
she
Yes.
she got the nerve, to support this debate, right? And it costs $10 for this debate, and for her
yeah.
algorithm to go up. When you hit that super chat, her algorithm it gets boosted. When you say certain words like the C word or whatever, it doesn't get you flagged or copyrighted. It just makes the algorithm shadow ban you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So do yourselves a
Correct.
favor and support the Sister Bethy, the Queen Chief Morning Thunder, one time because she don't got ill intentions for you. She just trying to do what's right and make a staple in history.
Yeah. Thank you. You're so sweet to say that. That's honest. OJ, OG Green Machine, you can hit the link, but I want to see what you're gonna talk about. It better not be about no monkeys and evolution because I want to hear that. I really want to hear that debate between them two, and I know it's gonna be an awesome debate. I'm not even capping it. It's gonna be because I love 111 Truth. That's my little brother, man, and he a bad dude. But YK, don't get me wrong, he's smart too. He's very intelligent. So we got a real good debate.
Sister
Ab got a
Bethy
real
being
debate.
nice.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, no,
Sister Bethy.
seriously. Um, I really do think both of them are intelligent. I do. That's why I think it's going to be a great debate. Truth be coming out swinging hard. That's my boy. But YK is
But
intelligent too. I'm not going to knock. I'm not going to give people
okay.
credit where credit's due. But he ain't ever going to get me to believe that we came from monkeys. That's just not going down.
Yeah, no, listen,
I
YK
will
been
kill
around
the
since
last monkey.
YK been around since the dawn of Black YouTube, especially when it come to conscious community YouTube. YK
Yeah.
been around since then, and he been beefing it out with a lot of people because he's a Brother Polite supporter. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
He
boy.
he got into it with Young Pharaoh because he was
Oh,
trying
I
to
love Young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh.
yeah,
They
Young
the
Pharaoh
best.
funny, man. You know, this is
Yeah.
before this is before the mushroom tea and everything like that. Young Pharaoh was
Yeah.
the truth.
I feel bad. Yeah.
But
I really
the
like him.
beginning of this downfall, Young Pharaoh blames it on YK the Truth because YK
Really?
the Truth was yeah. Look it up. Look on YK the Truth channel or go on Young Pharaoh channel. Or matter of fact, look at the No Jumper interview. Young Pharaoh mentions YK
I
the Truth in
remember
No Jumper interview.
I remember that. I gotta go look that. I remember I
Eh,
seen that segment. I seen that segment because Brother Sanchez shared it and critiqued it. And I saw that interview through Brother Sanchez, but you know how Brother Sanchez, critique stuff. If he gonna critique it, it's gonna be funny. And
Brother Sanchez, go ahead, my man, keep going, keep going. Go ahead.
don't talk about my other son. That's your brother. That's your little brother. If I'm auntie, it's your little brother. Don't you talk about my
If you
little
treat me like
baby.
a brother, if you treat me like a brother, I'm your brother. But if you don't, I ain't shit to you. Feel me?
That's your brother. I'm Big Mama talking. He's called me auntie too. Now you know Brother Sanchez is my baby. Just like you. So fight with your brother.
Look, can I say something? What's her name?
Yeah.
Eniza. What's her name? Ishnis. What's her name
It's
again?
isness.
I'm the isness. I just tell it like it is. So isness.
Oh, isness. So it's basically isness. It's business without the B. Isness, right?
Yes. There you.
All right. Can I say this to her real quick, Sister Bethy?
Yeah, and
Real
then
quick.
Hawkeye. Yep.
All right, real quick. Check this out, Isness. Last time I talked to you, you said it was a gender war. I just want to say one thing to that. For years, men have been getting talked about, but the moment men start talking back, it's now all of a sudden considered a gender war. But it wasn't a gender war when women was dogging them niggas out on the media and all that shit for years. But the moment that men start talking back on YouTube or whatever, all of a sudden it's a gender war. This ain't no gender war.
And I'm maintaining that when the women first start going in on the guys, that was the beginning of the gender war. So you still haven't gotten my point that I'm saying neither the male or the female, especially of our kind, our group, should be going in on each other. That's what I'm saying.
But words have meanings, have etymologies, has power. When we say the word queen, king, you gotta have some royal blood attached to
Link
that.
in
You
the
gotta have
chat,
some.
Smoke.
You gotta have some kingdom or queendom with that shit. You say the word war, right? We talking about war, bloodshed, war, fighting, war. We talk
It
about
is
some
war.
real,
When all
some crazy
you're
shit.
saying when all those women kicked their the men out the house and raised them on, that wasn't a war being waged on the family?
Well, it was manipulation from the higher uppers to condition a woman to
There
do
you
some shit
go.
like that.
Yes.
All right. So hold on.
Absolutely.
It was war on a specific people because remember the Jews, and I shouldn't say that word either, Sister Becky. That could mess up your algorithm.
Yeah,
That J
don't
word.
say it.
Yeah.
Don't even. All right, y'all taking this. No, we was talking about representing. Y'all done jumped. This is a whole nother segment. We'll
Shit,
do that the third day when we break away. Dang, I gotta get off of here so Ad Power could go live. And I didn't eat dinner. I'm hungry.
Thank you, Sister
My voice
Bessie.
start getting hoarse. We didn't hear from Hawkeye. Oh,
Thank you,
shit, he
Sister
done
Beth.
fell off. Waiting so long. He done fell off. Unless he just lost connection. OG Green Machine, you still on that? Listen to here.
He said he wanted to come on. I'm pretty sad he's
I
not
put
up
the
here.
link in the chat. It's right there. The link is right there. Wait a minute, OG Green Machine talking about, especially you saying since other guys. He's still on that when I said
Oh my God,
Light
y'all gonna
Man
beat
is
me up.
adorable. If I didn't mean everybody, OG Green Machine. All I said, especially since you think there's some men out there can't put up his picture and make me shame. You got some nerve. You know what he's referring to when I said the other day that I literally saw him, and I can attest to that he's very handsome, and he looked like LL Cool J. He just looks better. And now, I mean, now if you look better than LL Cool J, you got to be a handsome, because LL Cool J is fine, but he looks better. And I said, if y'all really seen his face, then you really won't want him to ever turn it back on again. Some of these, and he's taking that. And I didn't say everybody.
So he's like,
I'm just
I
saying,
looked at too. Yeah.
basically, yeah.
I favor Carmelo Anthony. I favor Chris Brown. I favor a lot of men
No,
that
he don't
people
look
would
like Chris
consider.
Brown.
No, but I got this when I was younger though. You feel me? People used to say I look like Lil Fizz.
Maybe when you was younger.
But Sister Beth, I'm not short. I'm not short.
No, he's
They
not.
think they think I'm a short ass nigga.
No,
And they think I'm some type of weight. I got a lot of energy though when I see you. You feel me? And,
Yeah,
and
he
I
got
was
a lot of
glad when I
energy.
met
He's a
I was
built
glad when
guy.
I met
He's built like he lift weights. Really,
yeah, I'm a
literally.
little,
Yeah,
but
he really is.
I ain't even.
Thank you so much, Sister Bethy, for
Too
what you
young
did
for me.
earlier.
Oh, you're welcome. I'll be back tomorrow with the next move on the representative. Like, I saw what you did. I see.
So that's
now
EST,
they're gonna have to deal
Eastern
with
Standard Time.
EST. Yes.
Yeah.
EST.
Yes.
I'll put the link out early in the morning so you'll already know what it's gonna be about.
Cool.
And you'll know what time.
Cool.
But you should have hit the link. I'm about to get out of here, y'all. I gotta go eat, and I want to watch app. I want to get comfortable, shower, get comfortable, so I could play Candy Crush, because I'm on level 1,400 and something.
Oh, so you paying money out? You gotta use your
no.
money to pay now.
Hell no.
How you gonna win? You on that when you get to a certain level, you can't beat no board without paying.
No, that's not true. I don't give my
About
credit
4,000,
card
yeah.
information to nobody. Nobody gets my credit card information. No.
Sister Beth, the truth going live too, though. I think because I was talking to the fellas earlier today. Truth wants to promote the debate on his platform too.
I'll get the notification. I'll keep looking, but I know Ab said that he's going live about 8. I literally got a text from him, and that's why he didn't go live.
It's gonna be sad when he talk about he about to say some heart bone crushing shit.
Who?
Fuck some people up. AP.
Who?
AP. If he chooses to do it, if he chooses to say what I think he gonna say, that shit it's gonna change the whole. It's gonna change a lot. It's gonna change a lot of shit. Just put it like that. Niggas ain't gonna be doing the same thing around this motherfucker.
Oh, I'm about to go and listen. Let me go eat because I made some pepper steak and I'm going to eat. I'm hungry. Aha, isn't this you didn't cook?
I did it.
No, you didn't.
I didn't.
So I'm about to get out of here and I'll see y'all tomorrow. I love y'all so much. I'm about to go. Hey, Smoke, I see you on Q Butter beating them up. Good night, y'all. Y'all be good. Be good. Be good. Oh, what is this? I'm out. Out of here, man.
Time's been moving slowly, so we already in too deep. Can't get no sleep on each other, heavy teasing all day. And when the sun sets, you asking me to